chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
They get that on the air. They did on the radio, but they didn't on the internet at least, Tom.
Yeah,
So,
hopefully not.
that's all right. Happy Saturday, everybody. Good morning. McDonald's breakfast brought to you by McDonald's of Cherville. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, of course, always. Check them out here in town, up and around the area as well. Our local McDonald's here, owned by Mr. Kuthan and the gang. I want to thank them for their sponsorship as always, feeding our men, getting them in a better mood than they were when they get in here. Once their bellies get full, calm some of us down. I need mine soon here.
I agree.
And Terry and Zach, what y'all have this morning?
I had my normal biscuit and gravy, and to top it all off, I always finish it off with that strawberry cream pie.
And I had a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin and 2 hash browns.
And I had a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin and a strawberry cream pie.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome again to Saturday Sports Talk. Last night, high school football scores. Independence loses to Weddington 34-14. Weddington will go on to face the Eastern champion Hoggard, who won 41-20 over Cardinal Gibbons. In the 3A, Hickory Red Tornadoes
By a point.
At the Christmas party. We will have a line of people apologizing to me and Terry about the Hickory Red Tornadoes. So you guys just get ready for that one. All you Cleveland County folks, right, Terry? They all, if you listen to the show last night, they all owe me an apology. Shannon, you're going on bad takes next week. I promise you. I might even pull it up this week and just play it.
I told people way back in August Hickory
Terry
was good.
Terry,
Yeah.
Did you hear me mention you last night during the pregame about that?
I
Okay,
did.
so Terry heard. Terry knows what point I'm talking about. They all owe me apologies. I'll put it that way. Hickory going to the state championship. They'll be facing who's in the East? Is that the 71st?
Yep.
Yeah,
71st and Northern Nash put up 86 points to
they're
against
unbeaten
each
on
other.
the year.
So they won 50-36 over Northern Nash, who only lost to Southern Nash this year. I think. Shelby falls to Reedsville 49-14, and then Reedsville moves on to face the Clinton Dark Horses, who won 36-22 over Northeastern. Mount Airy, after a five-hour bus trip, won 27-16 in Robbinsville last night, and they'll face the Vikings of Tarboro next week in North. Let's see, the 1As. I think they'll be in Chapel Hill. I'll pull that up here in just a second. So there's your final matchups in the final in the North Carolina 4A championships.
I want to talk to you a little bit about Hickory game last night. Time of possession. When you talk about having the ball, keeping the other team off the field, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Hickory had the ball for 34 minutes and so many odd seconds.
Yeah.
Think of that. 34 minutes and so many odd seconds. Dudley had it for 13 minutes and so many odd seconds and scored 41 points.
Yeah.
And got beat 42-41.
That's a crazy game.
Unreal.
Told my friend was talking about it yesterday morning before, and he was, asking me what I thought, and I said Dudley can score and can score fast from what I could tell, and I said Hickory needs to ball control and try to keep them off field, and well,
They did.
They did the best they could, and it won. So
Sure did. Congratulations to Joe Glass. I know now he'll be facing 71st, which he's got to come all the way from Hickory over to Chapel Hill. That's next Friday night. But 71st only 76 miles away over in Fayetteville to have to go over there.
So Friday night will be Hickory and 71st, 7 o'clock, at North Carolina, UNC Chapel Hill for you local fans that want to go check that out. Listen up in Lincoln County, Hickory area right now. They will be playing 7 p.m. On Friday night against 71st at UNC Chapel Hill. At noon on Saturday, the 1A will be Mount Airy and Tarboro. So the Vikings and the Granite Bears will face off in that matchup. Then in the 2A, Reidsville and Clinton will be at NC State at 3 o'clock. And following that game at NC State, the 4A, Weddington versus Hoggard there in NC State. So there's your Final Four matchups, Terry. You got predictions on those?
Well, everybody wants you to do this. But think about it. Mount Airy and Tarboro consistently at the state championships. So here we go. Oh, never mind, Kevin. I got to move. I keep forget.
There you go. There you go, Terry.
I'm going to get over here and
That's
hug
good.
Zach in a minute.
You're in the middle of your seat.
I know. But
Zach's hugging you. That's the
I am.
issue.
But Mount Airy and Tarboro, and if I have to pick one, you always think one way, but my God, I don't know who to pick here. Mount Airy's awful good. Tarboro's good too. Who do you pick? I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Tarboro comes out on top. So I'm
The old 2A.
sticking out there. All right, next one. Reidsville against Clinton. Sorry, Clinton. Reidsville will win this one and going away.
Consolation.
Yeah. And then we're going to have Hickory against 71st. I'm pulling for Hickory, pulling for Joe Glass. But
Don't do it,
71st is going to be hard to beat. I mean, I'm sorry. But I shouldn't have to do that, should I? So I'll stick with Hickory. They've been good
I
all
would.
year long.
They've
somehow, some way.
They've got the formula to win with a big running back and ball control.
They do. And then the last one, Hoggard against Weddington. Weddington's put themselves into a nice 4A squad
Terry.
against Hoggard.
You gonna pick against Hoggard?
Yep. I am.
Hoggard's like Reidsville, Terry. If they make it this far, you kind
I
of
know
pick
most of the
against
time
them,
they
do you?
win.
Come on.
Yeah. 71st is playing Hickory. 71st is a 3-time
Scare
state
me.
champion.
Both
Scare me.
these are-
Weddington might be good, but I've
They're both one
you
seed. So
you really surprised me with that one. I thought for sure.
Yeah.
where's
Hoggard was about to
where's
come out your
Hoggard
mouth.
from?
Wilmington.
Yeah.
Wilmington. Okay.
Wilmington. Yeah. That's the Legion team that comes up here and whips everybody.
Is it okay?
Yeah. same bunch of.
So those are my
fellas.
predictions.
All right.
So we'll see what happens.
Well,
I've been known to miss a few in my past, very little,
Just
but
few.
a couple.
Just a few.
Yeah.
Just a few.
all right. Well, is that all you guys got on that? Any thoughts on the?
Well, it's just a good season for our Cleveland County teams.
It
I mean,
was.
it's just unfortunate that Crest comes up short last week, and Shelby. I just expected a better game. I got out of the basketball game and turned it on, and I heard Brent say he was trying to hurry up. He said 28-7. I'm like, well, Shelby might be up 28-7. He came back. Shelby was down 28-7, and then after the fumbled punt and the touchdown, it's just, man, it's psychologically deflating. Your defense just got you a stop. You're going to get the ball. You score again. It's a 2-score game, and instead you fumble the punt and they get a touchdown on the next play. And I knew it was over then, 35-7 at that point. But still a great season for Shelby to get that far. I know by their standards they want to win the state championship every year, and so do all the teams. But good seasons for all our guys, and looking forward to next year and looking forward to Championship Friday. I guess, Kevin, you will not going out on a board here and saying that we won't have radio coverage of any of this?
No.
Okay.
No. We,
I just didn't think so. Just want to make sure.
we will not there, Tommy. All right. We come back. We'll talk a little bit more. I'm trying to. I was going to try to find my comments on the Hickory thing here in a sec if I could here in a minute, but because that I really don't want to go to break until I do on that. But anyway, let's see let's see if this is where they was talking about Hickory. Zach, if you would give me, go ahead.
Reidsville does have 3 good receivers who are dangerous. They're
wasn't.
fast.
I'll get it. I'm gonna find it because these boys were
92
so
yards, he has
disrespectful
37
to me and
touchdowns.
Terry.
And Tayshawn Martin with
At number 1, Robbinsville.
Nah, who knows where Dennis is at with that. All right, we'll be back in a minute. I'll find it during the break.
All righty.
KTCBroadcasting.com.
Bleed blue.
Gets a screen for Flip, turns it down, kick to the left, Mitchell a 3. Big time! The dynasty continues.
We have you covered all season long for the excitement of Blue Devil basketball. Here on the Blue Devil Sports.
Not that I have much to say. So
Good, JP.
okay,
We're
yeah.
good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
All right, welcome back to KDC Broadcasting. I'm picking it. I found the spot, so I'll at least get to me. But you can hear a little bit of what Dennis and Shannon here saying in the pregame. This will be our version of bad picks this week, since I didn't have a bad picks put together. So we'll make them the
It would
stars.
probably been too long since Tom did so bad. No.
Oh yeah, well, I did, but I went against the grain last week. You guys are always going chalk, you know.
We're always winners.
Oh, you're not always a winner, Terry. Not always a winner.
I was last week.
It was fun though. I did get to Kentucky, but you guys told me I was so stupid for picking Kentucky. I knew in a rivalry game, if a team's in a rivalry game, they could.
We
get
didn't
beat.
call you stupid. Kevin called you stupid.
And what pick? I don't even know what you're talking about.
That
What
was
you
last
talking
week
about?
when we started the show.
What did he hold personal?
yeah.
What did he hold personal that I don't know what you're talking about?
I think I got more pieces of paper hanging on my wall than all y'all combined. So
You
I don't
picked
even
Kentucky to
want
do
to
what?
talk to y'all.
What sport are you talking about?
Funny.
But that as a second seed, or is Hickory second? Is that what they were? Second seed?
Well, there was
Hickory's a 2 seed.
Two
They beat
seed.
West Henderson the 3 seed.
Yeah.
AC Reynolds, North Lincoln, and Huss to start it off with. They ended the season with a 30-14 victory over Statesville.
Yeah.
Well, there was some talk early on that Kings Mountain actually got the better seed being in that bracket, but they didn't perform up to that level.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, any of those teams beyond Parkwood could be played in this championship game tonight.
I don't know about
Instead of
Hickory. I wouldn't say. I mean, excuse me. I wouldn't say Statesville could have been, but West Charlotte and Dudley, yes.
Yeah.
About 5-6 weeks ago, where Hickory beat Statesville, and
He was there.
about 5-6 weeks ago, where Hickory beat Statesville, and
They basically said they wouldn't win anything.
for you Hickory fans out there listening to the doom and gloom from these two, I've got you back tonight.
Hey.
I've got you Red Tornadoes tonight. Week in and week out, we've been doubted across the West and the states. Y'all ain't doing it. You ain't doing it. But I was told before the season by a special someone here in these studios that Hickory was going to be really good, and you folks need to watch out. And they hadn't lost since, and they've won every week. They put 61 on AC Reynolds, who pretty much shut out Kings Mountain correctly.
Well, come on. I mean, you got to look at.
Did they not?
Let's look at the big picture.
Well,
here.
I'm just saying. So the Red Tornadoes, they're welcoming Dudley all the way in here on the AstroTurf. And I've got you back, Tornadoes, tonight. You guys are going to storm all over the place, and y'all are going to go into the state championship, and you're going to win the 3A state championship this year and be the last 3A state champion. I've got you, Red Tornadoes. How about that?
It's going to take a lot of luck.
A lot of luck. They've
Tune in for the
destroyed everybody
post-game
this
show.
year.
It's going to take a lot of
When
luck.
Kevin
They haven't
has
played that-
grilled
they haven't played a team
crow.
like
They
that.
have destroyed everybody
They haven't
this
played
year.
a team like Dudley.
I'm talking.
Nobody
Hickory
has.
has smoked everybody this year. It
They
don't matter
have
who
now.
walked.
Chris was it.
who
Yeah,
walked
they're
on their
smoking
court.
something over in
And they
Hickory.
destroyed them every
I
single
think you're
game.
smoking something too, Kevin.
Well, now, why are y'all poo-pooing Hickory? Y'all have done it all
No,
year.
no. I think Hickory's had a great season.
Yeah.
But I
Got a
thought
good team.
Yeah, I thought Crest and Hickory would be a fantastic matchup in the playoffs. But now after last week, it's like I said, it's going to take a special group
East
to beat
Lincoln
Dudley.
smoked. Cox Mills smoked. North Lincoln smoked. West Iredale smoked. Statesville smoked. North Lincoln smoked again. AC Reynolds smoked. West Henderson smoked.
You
Hickory's
didn't-
bringing the
you
smoke,
didn't.
boys. Y'all are doubting them.
But
left off
it's, the
forward.
smoke is fogging you
Yeah,
up.
they beat
You didn't
forward.
name one great team out of that.
Y'all took y'all a miracle to beat Statesville. And they waxed them. It took y'all a miracle to beat Statesville, and y'all waxed them. Come on, Dennis. Come on, Dennis. Just because y'all can't hold serve at home. Got the Monstars out here. You
Did
can't-
we win? I
No.
forgot. Did we win?
No. Shelby, number 2 team in the poll right now. Number 1, Hickory they have been all year, and everyone owes me an apology. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All year long. Hickory.
They have
I
not
got
played
you
a
tonight,
team
dogs.
like Dudley. Dudley's going to. It's going to be an interesting.
Dudley's got
plus
one
it's
guy
raining.
that's 6'8", that's tough to guard, but Hickory's got a whole storm waiting on him. All right,
Dudley's got
2A.
big old kids.
Northeast Terry.
All I can do is sit here as I'm sitting here today. Shannon, Dennis, y'all miss me. I tell you. Y'all got to start listening to me on Saturday mornings, but maybe ask my predictions in advance to help y'all out.
I mean, the disrespect of them. And what was funny, Terry, is for the whole week before the Crest Dudley game, I heard from the Cleveland County folks Dudley ain't played nobody.
Yeah.
Dudley ain't no good. They've played nobody. They've just been waxing a bunch of schools that aren't no good. Who have they played? They beat Crest Tom, and then now suddenly Dudley's the most formidable team in the world.
yeah,
You can't beat this team. They beat us at home.
You know, and
Hickory has no chance.
And I sat back. I mean, think about it. If it
Good
wasn't
job,
for an
Tornadoes.
extra point missed, that game would have been tied heading to overtime.
Yeah, I thought about
But
that.
I mean, they scored 6 touchdowns in 13 minutes to keep them in the game.
That's called a big play offense.
Yes. Yeah, it didn't take them long to score when they were scoring a minute, 20 seconds. It wasn't taking long.
I mean, 61 on Reynolds just kind of sold me on that.
Oh, it did. It did
I mean,
me.
it's just
it really
that's not Highland
surprised
Tech
me.
you're putting 61
Yeah.
on. It's not.
And when
it's
Kings
not-
Mountain couldn't even score on them,
Right.
you know? And
Correct.
then you score 61 on them.
All right, so there's the start of the Christmas apology tour I'm going to be receiving, Tom. That I was.
I know you're looking
Bring
forward.
gifts
I know
up to
you're.
me and Kevin
I know.
at a Christmas party.
I know. Yeah, he's looking forward to the Christmas party.
I'll take state stuff. Y'all just bring it and lay it in front of him.
Last year I watched East Lincoln and I watched Kings Mountain both, and everybody asked me, was East better? And I said, East is better. And everybody couldn't take it. They wouldn't beat Kings Mountain. I saw Hickory play, and I saw Crest earlier in the year. People, when I would be doing the games, they'd be say, who you think's better? I said, Hickory's better. They had the whole offensive team.
I've learned to listen to my guys who have seen both teams.
Well,
I'll put it that way.
I'm going to tell you something.
I'm telling you, it's an idea.
Zach's been right the past 2 years on Hickory and East Lincoln.
I will say something. August 18th, I went back. I had a friend of mine calling me because he's like East Lincoln, and he knows a guy that they're running back number 34 up there for Hickory. And he kept asking me, who's better? And I said, Hickory's good. And he says, well, do you think they'll win the conference? And I said, they're going to win this conference. I don't know whether they can get beat. I told him that August the 18th on his phone at that time, and then now it's one win away.
When you're a 2A, and I know we don't want to take it too long, but if you're a 2A and a 3A team, when you got the eye test, if they've got an extra person, does that make sense? Like they got that extra athlete on offense, that extra athlete on defense. That makes a huge difference when you're trying to evaluate these teams.
Yeah,
I've had.
That's the way I look at it on 2A
And
and 3A.
I'm going to tell you something else, too. I've had people who have told me, and they talk about Joe Glass, but some people said he's so far in advance, and I don't mean this in a bad way now, so far in advance of high school. Like he knows the game tip-top, down to the last pinpoint, everything that could happen. And they said, it's a wonder he's doing high school. He should be in college doing something in that level.
Well, you also do hear about guys that get into one side of the ball, like I'm all into offense, I'm all into defense, and they don't really worry about the other side of the ball. But it doesn't sound like he's like that, so I think that makes a difference. And sometimes, sometimes if you have that advanced knowledge, I say you also have to give him credit. If he does, he's got an ability to communicate what he wants done to the kids at the same time. Because sometimes the guy's like way above you, and then you can't understand what he's telling you, even though he does know what he's talking about. So you got to give him credit for that too, being able, you don't get this far unless you're a good communicator with the kids and get them to buy into what you're trying to do.
And it does, and it takes everybody. I mean, it's not just him. I mean, he's got to have assistant coaches who know their job. The players got to know their job.
It's all got to mesh.
Yeah, it's all got to come together. And for Hickory this year, it has worked.
And I just want to say one other thing. The prop of the phone in Terry's argument made it more convincing, didn't it?
Well,
like we didn't think that he actually used his phone. He was like, "It's this phone."
I can go back and show you, Tom. I can go back and show you.
When my
I still
phone-
got it. That's it.
He used his phone. Mine goes off at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's texting something crazy about Dallas.
Yeah. He just doesn't. You didn't need to use your phone as a prop, Terry. We believe you, but see, when you go that far and you start using props in your argument, I'm starting to doubt you now a little bit,
You
Terry.
can't
I'm
doubt
not,
me.
I'm
I
not
show
sure
you
if you
proof,
did.
facts. That's why I'm here.
But as the semi local team, I know they're not local. They're a little ways off. I really hope they do well, and I hope they bring it home. Always pull against the East. I've got a lot of reasons to pull against Eastern North Carolina
Me
for
too.
a lot of things. Sometimes I wish Western North Carolina would break away from our own state for various reasons, but Hickory, I hope you do well. Do the West well and bring us home a win.
Terry, is there an official breakdown yet of where people think as far as these 8A and everyone will go yet?
No.
Anywhere that you know of, I could pull up. I was just wondering off the top of my head.
They have not. I know, what is it, 7 divisions?
8.
8 now?
It was
Okay.
officially approved at 8.
Okay.
Is it year after next, right?
Oh, I didn't hear
Not
that
next
part.
year. So
I was thinking
the year
7
after.
too.
No, the year after next, we will have 8 divisions. Basically, what it was, Big A, Big 4A,
Yeah, right.
Little 4A.
Right.
I mean,
Kinda-
you're basically going to what South Carolina's doing. You know, they got your Big 12, Big 16, and then they drop them down. You know what I'm saying? That's how South Carolina does it. So North Carolina's finally watched that and said, okay, we're going to do the same thing. And, and to me, I understand that. I mean, so we're independents and all of them's going to be playing their size schools all the time. And
Are they
that's
gonna
how
do
it
a
should
Big
be.
16 with that? Is it like they talked about?
I'm
or
not-
is that,
I'm not going to go out there and say that's what they ought to do, but
Oh,
that's what
okay.
they should do.
Oh well, I didn't want. I don't want to. I wanted to talk about it if we knew what exactly.
No, I can't answer none of that, Kevin, right now.
Okay. Well, of course, we got plenty of time, 2 years to talk about it. I was just kind of curious on that standpoint because you look at the final 8 teams now. There's basically some 8 you can call them 8 champions now for next year, and the team that just played in it. So that, Bunker Hill, you could have been a state champion this year, or if you really think about that. So not too far off, guys. It does give other teams more chances. We all have our wishes and everything. Of course, we'd like them to do, count boys, not girls, in the football conferences. Even maybe they're talking no conferences as well, Terry. I didn't know if you knew that.
I didn't hear that part.
So that might be.
Just
It's gonna
open
be
it
odd
up.
because that
I'll do
even
this.
throws
I'll
in
do-
conference champion stuff and everything.
I like the conferences for all the other sports, but for football, you could just do because people want to pick your opponents anyway for the most part. Because isn't it best for you to pick?
But
your
what if
opponents?
they don't pick you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
In other words,
Straight the schedule stuff.
like a Burns West Lincoln. They're both local. They should play each other. They can't work it out.
Well, happened in 100 years. We're not going to die from it. I'm just saying.
I mean,
like,
I'm just
saying
saying.
it opens it up to be able. Now you got 11 games. You can't say, well, we have to play West Iredale. Burns, how you going to turn this down now?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Okay.
fill in a schedule. And here's your problem, I think, and I think Tom thinks the same way I am. If I want to be 8-2, 9-1, I'm making mine so easy. How you going to keep me out? How you going to tell me I cannot be in it?
Well, they've got RPI rankings and all that stuff
Yeah.
as well, Terry. So they'll you can
Well,
you
I-
can,
There'll be
you
some
can go by
mathematical
that.
Max
stuff.
Preps.
You
Yeah.
can go by that
Out in California.
and end up in the bottom seeds there in the bottom playing the 1 seeds every time. You can play that game. But there's I know there's a lot to clear up in the details, and I'm sure our wonderful leaders at the association will take care of all that and get
Oh,
it
yeah.
right. But
Always do.
But yeah, I was just as far as the no conferences, I think on the scheduling would be something to because then you can for Cherville, for example, how many teams on their schedule could they take off in Bessemer, and then when Ashbrook's got a down year, or Bessemer's got Bessemer could move up and play teams again. They could play the North Castles, the Ashbrooks, the local teams. They could come play Rutherford County, all 3 teams in Rutherford County, 4 teams in Rutherford County if they want, or all 4 teams in Lincoln County. Terry, wouldn't it be better for them to be playing Lincoln or West whether they do? But Bessemer playing one of those teams as opposed to Shelby or Burns. At least give them the chance to be able to find games. And then if you're doing the RPIs and all that stuff, anyway, they're going to do all that magical math anyway for us not to worry about. So you're right. I'm going to schedule these teams I can, but everybody going to look at your schedule and be like, well, your RPI is not going to be that good, and you hadn't done anything. So
I think the ones that it would help, and this is just me on the backside, is a Cherville, a Bessemer City, and those where I don't have to go play Burns and Shelby and all of that.
Right.
I'm going to be stuck where I can go play Avery County or Star Mount or somebody up there. Maybe I'm more compatible with. You know what I'm saying?
Also, maybe you can just do these 2-year deals to where you can adjust. You can easily adjust your schedule to where, hey, this isn't maybe Cherville West Lincoln isn't the right matchup anymore. One school's outgrown the other. Things happen. The old rivalries they sometimes they change. And I know, you do what's good for the game. You got 11 games or whatever, but for the most part, I think it would be good for everybody because it would be better for your competition wise across the board.
I think the bottom line would be your AD, though, thinking of money. Because if you start coming from the mountains and me going up there, how many people I'm taking, how many people's coming down, the AD's going to think money. How much money?
Oh,
am I
they've
bringing
never
in?
thought that before.
No, not really.
Are they going back to 11 games, Kevin? Or
I
are they
don't
going to
know.
keep it at
Is
10?
it only at 10? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was 10
Okay.
this year. Yeah, because
Okay.
I heard you say 11. I didn't know if
just
that was
might
part
be
of
off
it
the top
too.
of my head. No, that's just me saying that. So anyway, I was just curious on some of that. I know Dennis was going to talk about some of it last night before I got out of here, but well, it is supposed to be the 8, and that's better than what it is, and we'll see if they do any adjustments. Like I said, we want to. If you're going to do the conferences and not conferences, if you're not going to do conferences, you don't really need to worry about the ADM numbers.
No. But I would love, and this is me,
As far
and
as the
this is
football.
my own opinion, I would love to see the conference back the way, and since we are compatible with a lot of teams now, us, Burns, Shelby, Chase, East Rutherford, I would love it. I mean, we're right in this
you're
area.
talking about your middle school
Yeah,
conference for
the
the most part.
yeah.
But you don't want Creston there?
Well, we wouldn't need Chris.
He backed up on that one.
We wouldn't need Chris in there. I mean,
Now, Terry,
that's a whole step above us.
No,
We're talking.
No, it's not. Did y'all not just beat them last year, Tom?
Yep.
Yeah,
Terry.
you did.
So
Yeah.
if
Beat
you
'em
think
twice
you
in
can
a row.
beat, and you think you can beat Burns, Terry, or play with them,
Yeah, we can play Burns.
then why would you not be worried about?
Well,
Why would you be
Chris
concerned with
don't
Chris?
want to come down here to play us.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
They really don't.
That's what,
They really don't. They would have the biggest heart attack ever if
They
they
don't
come
want.
to
They don't
Vail.
want to get if Crest. Could you imagine if Crest was beaten by West Lincoln? Oh my gosh.
Well, they done beat
the
South
world-
Point.
I know. I
The
didn't say you
world
don't remember the
would
South
know,
Point
Tom.
deal. I remember that.
They done beat South Point.
Shot heard around the world.
That's
Well,
one-
it'd be
that's
like-
one- that's one
No,
battle
no.
they don't have
It'd be
in
like-
Belmont.
It'd
We
be like
lost
when
to West Lincoln.
the British surrendered at Yorktown and they sung the world's upside down. It's like, that's
the
what-
whole world would know. I'd be saying that every week I walked in here. First words out of my mouth.
All right, the end of the Pac-12 is over with, and here's a throwback to late Mike Leach when he was coaching the Washington Cougars, and they asked him to break down the potential fight between all the mascots. So this is Mike Leach breaking down the mascots of the Pac-12.
First of all, what kind of mythical powers does a Sun Devil have? We got to consider that. I'm going to say the Wildcat's out. The Trojan, does he have a horse or is he on foot? Does he have a bow and arrow or just his sword? The Bruin, definitely formidable. Another bear up there at Cal. The tree, I imagine that tree's going to get chopped down. Unless we're going to go with a bird and somebody might get pecked or something. I don't know. The duck might lose interest and just fly away and get out of there, which may be good advice under the circumstances. The husky, no chance. The beaver, well, we'll see how long that beaver can hold his breath. The ute, again, we're back to, is he on horseback? Does he have a bow and arrow? Did he trade for a rifle? I mean, because if that ute's got a rifle, there's some definite problems. You'd have to get one of those Harry Potter activists to read up on how you kill a Sun Devil because there's a lot of outside stuff there. As far as a beast alone, a buffalo's going to be pretty hard to tangle with. I mean, a buffalo's utterly outstanding. Did I leave any of them out? The Coug will find a way. Clear-minded and crafty, a combination of stay out of harm's way and attack when you get your chances or your openings.
College football treasure Mike Leach. We'll be right back in a minute. Talk about college football. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Our Christmas shopping spree from one of our local merchants, and it could be you. Register today at Thelma Lou's Barbecue on Highway 180 south of Shelby, at the Wild Cholo on North Mountain Street in Cherryville, at Don Pancake House on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at TLC Sales on Highway 18 North in Bellwood, at Car Pro on Highway 180 south of Shelby, at Victoria Cole Gifts and Collectibles on Main Street in downtown Cherryville, at Arnold's Jewelry South Washington Street in Shelby, at Cherryville Animal Boarding and Grooming on Highway 150 West in Cherryville, and at Medical Center Pharmacy on East Academy Street in Cherryville. The drawing will be held Friday, December 22nd. Register today, and you could be the winner of our $1,000 Christmas shopping spree.
Are you new to the area, or maybe you're just having problems locating those hard-to-find streets? Universal Advertising Associates has published a quality street guide for our area, and they're now available free of charge at these business locations. Bulldog Quick Snack, Sizzle & Son Paint and Body Shop, Campus Pizza, Thelma Lou's Barbecue and Grill, Scooter's Saloon, Hackner Home, The Depot Cafe, TNH Equipment, Burger Barn, Wood Spring Sweets, and KTC Broadcasting. These mats will be available for a limited time only, so hurry into the business location near you.
It's time to head to Boyd Tire and Appliance in Clover and get your John Deere toy tractors and toy implements. Yes, kids still love farm toys, and Boyd's Tire and Clover has the John Deere toys you're looking for, even riding John Deere toys. And for Dad, see the line of steel chainsaws, trimmers, and blowers. And for Mom, there's a full line of appliances and microwave ovens. Something for everyone at Boyd's Tire and Appliance, 110 North Main Street in Clover, South Carolina, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Kings Mountain Auto Supply in Kings Mountain. We wish for you lots of luck and success this Christmas. We bring you heartfelt and warm Christmas wishes, season's greetings, and best wishes for a very Merry Christmas. This Christmas greeting is from everyone at Kings Mountain Auto Supply, 904 West Gold Street in Kings Mountain. Call 704-739-0391.
For a limited time, you can buy a brand new camper at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain for up to 50% off. Come in for all the details, plus up to $7,500 in incentives. Your payments as low as $150 a month for a brand new camper. Now, wouldn't that be a great gift for the entire family? Check it out today. 50% savings, $7,500 in incentives, payments as low as $150 a month. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain. Online at campersinn.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. They're talking about college football now.
He couldn't be any more of a child. And Tom he's just over there in his own world.
I liked it. Everybody likes me there.
You remember the Wild Hulk where the guy couldn't hear out of his one ear? That's Tom over there. He just acts like you don't hear Terry.
You say that before? I like my own little world. Everybody likes me there.
Oh, God, it was pretty good. Anyway, college football time. All kinds of things to talk about today in the world of college football. We've got playoffs. We've got conference championships. What should college football do? What shouldn't they do? And well, let's go over some basic facts so we try not to waste too much time arguing what shouldn't be or couldn't be argued.
Only you say this is a waste of time, Kevin. And the rest of the nation is captivated, and you're a waste of time.
Well,
this is better than the Golden Bachelor, man. This is awesome. We argue about this every year. It's a male soap opera.
There you go.
It is.
There you go.
That's why we like it. So
gosh.
you're not. So you're just admitting you're not a man. Don't do that on the air. Do that off the air.
Oh my gosh, I'm not a lemming.
Let's get into it. You don't want to waste time. I don't want to hear your tirade in between that. We've wasted too much time.
All right, so we got college football playoffs. The way they're decided is a group of men like us sitting in a room. Not men. There's women too. And they say, well, here's a schedule. Here's a team. Here's their colors. Here's their coach. Here's their fight song. They bring a lot of fans. They've got good hot dogs at their stadium. Now, which one are we going to decide is going to be our 4 best teams?
That's right.
Does it matter that they went 13-0? No. Does it matter they won a conference championship? No. Does it matter that they even played any games and played anybody on their schedule other than Western Carolina and UT Chattanooga? No.
Well, I think you're
all that
I think
matters
you're
is what the 8 people in this room believe.
I agree.
The top 4 teams are. These are the rules of college football.
But Kevin, when you say
there's nobody else coming in there.
When you say it doesn't matter, I say that the conference championship is a factor, not the factor. That's the difference.
All
it's
those
a
things
factor,
matter to each
but not
individual voter, and they rank those matters.
But it's a factor.
Let's say, Tom, you're a voter. In your voting process, as an Ohio State fan, you have conference champion at like 10.
No.
Yes.
That's false.
Terry, is that not true?
No.
It's close.
Terry, what I say between break? If If Texas wins their conference, I said they're
I
in.
wanted 2 minutes to lay this out. Y'all couldn't let me do it.
Let's
I'm
do
gonna
this.
mute. I'm gonna mute everybody if you don't let me finish the thought. All right. So those are the facts. Those are the facts. Because I'm gonna let y'all talk for 30 minutes once I lay the facts out. That's how it works. A bunch of people in a room decide what you look like, if they like your school, if they all that stuff I just said. What I believe it should be, you should be the 5 qualified conference champions. And no other discussion should be made. So whoever wins the 5 conference championships should be the 5 teams in the discussion. And then those 8 people can sit in that room and do whatever they want. But I don't even think there should be even a talk of, did this team come in second in the conference championship? Or did this team lose good or bad at home, pretty at home? Were the cheerleaders pretty this week? That's who's going to be in my championship. None of that should matter. You should have the 5 conference champions. The 8 guys vote on it. Those 4 teams are in. Simple as that. But that's not how it works. Terry, do you agree that that's maybe how it should work?
It should work like that.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying that, and I'm going to go to Tom, because Tom, when they put Ohio State in there, and they
Real
were
quick,
not
I
the
just want everyone
conference
to
champion,
earn their ways in.
and
Now
then
go.
they went there and they got blown out. Why?
You're still talking about something
wait a minute,
6 years
No, wait
ago.
a minute. I'm just asking now. Hold on. Let me finish. Or I'm going to mute you.
They can't.
Now be quiet.
You don't know how. You don't
He's
know how
gonna
to work the
demute
board,
you.
Terry. Demute you.
All right.
Demute you.
Yeah.
It's a combo between demote and mute.
That's right.
Is that what happens before you get destroyed? Finish,
But
Terry.
why would Ohio State have even made it? They should have never made it into that, because you had 5 conference champions.
I mean, you're talking about stuff from 6 years ago. So I mean,
It's not changed.
That's no. It's part of the
Yeah, it's still
equation.
the same.
Ohio
They're
State.
talking about that this year.
Ohio State was not a conference champion last year and was one blown call away from going to the championship game. So I think that if you say you're not a conference champion, you're going to get blown
Did
out.
you
That's
lose?
just stupid.
Did you lose?
No, that's the outlier.
Did you lose?
It's the outlier. No.
Did you lose?
Well, I mean, that's a controversial loss.
You lost.
Zach,
So
should teams that are not conference champions be even uttered out of the mouths of anyone in the committee?
I don't think so.
Terry.
Me, no.
Do we have wild cards in the NFL?
Here we go.
Do we have wild cards in the NFL?
Not for the top 4 spots.
Tom, we're talking
Now
about
that-
4 teams.
Now
yeah,
that-
not for the Super
now that
Bowl.
being
Those 5
said-
champions.
Can they win it? Yes.
That
but should
being-
they be in it first?
That being
No.
said, in between, spot we're out of spots. I said, what did I say if Texas wins? What did I say?
You said they would be in,
They should be in.
but I don't think they.
Okay, who do you drop out if they win? If everybody in your top 4 win, Washington
then
and
you keep the top 4 the same.
okay,
If everybody wins, you
okay,
keep the
then
top
Texas
4.
is out.
Yeah, then Texas. If Florida State loses and Texas wins, Texas is in.
Florida State's not going to lose, even with a 3rd-string quarterback. Y'all, they're not going to lose.
Terry, I mean, it's just like you're speaking in these absolute terms. This game's very much up in the air. It's a neutral site. You got a 3rd-string quarterback. I'm not saying Florida State's defense is not good. They went up to Boston College, which is the toughest place to play in America, and almost got beat.
All I know is Louisville's lucky they even down there.
Why?
That's the bottom
Let's
line.
go ahead and hear about NC State.
Well, that's
again,
right.
how
We
they
had
should
them
have beat
10-0, and we got beat 13-10.
Well, I mean, you lost.
Yeah,
right?
we did,
I mean, you
and I
lost.
agree.
You can't score over
But
10
that
points.
just
You don't deserve
shows
to win.
how fragile that is. Tell me somebody who's gave FSU a chance, even played them close.
Boston College has played them close. There's a couple others that played them close too. I got to pull it up.
I mean, think about the discussion that they're
I got
having.
to pull it up and look.
Let's just say everybody that Chalk wins out. Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State. Are y'all saying that Florida State shouldn't? So are people saying Florida State shouldn't be in?
No,
there's no way.
I'm
they
saying
take Florida
if
State
if
out.
they
if they win.
Oh, if they lose, they're out. You're not conference champion. This isn't hard.
But the
Louisville's
problem
in.
with that
Louisville or
is
Texas.
if Georgia loses, they're not going to be out.
The problem is people want to do their
Georgia
best.
will never be out.
The problem,
Yeah.
Well, so what's the problem? So if Georgia's losing, why can't they be out?
That's what
But I'm saying I don't
agree.
think they will. That's
They
what
won't.
our problem
That's
is. We're
they'll
afraid
go from
Georgia.
number
We're
1
afraid
to
if
3 or 4.
We're afraid if Florida State gets
Well, that's
beat,
not fair.
Georgia and Alabama is going to be in, and Alabama should be out by last week if Auburn didn't.
Miami
or Nick Saban didn't call in a favor last week.
Miami played them within a touchdown last week. Florida, it was competitive for a while. They ended up winning by 9. It was competitive. Duke had the lead in the 4th quarter before the quarterback got hurt.
Then they
Let's
got
not forget
blown
that.
out.
Clemson was a touchdown game. So you asked who played them close. I mean, lots of teams played them close this year, Terry. So, I mean, I just don't think that Florida State's going to walk on that field and beat Louisville. I mean, Louisville's not great. You're right there, but they're not bad. You can get beat by Louisville. I mean, I think any given Saturday, teams of comparable talent, even though, Florida State's got more talent, but Louisville can play with them. That they're there for a reason. So it is going to be chaos. If Florida State loses,
it's nuts.
We're talking
it's
about
chaos.
Florida State. What about somebody else loses?
Georgia loses, then you've got a strong case for Alabama, okay? But what would be chaos too if Georgia loses, then Florida State wins, and Washington's already won, Michigan won. Now you've got a problem.
Here's your deal.
Now Kevin says that his thoughts that if Alabama beats Georgia, then Alabama's automatically in because they won the conference championship. Correct?
How can you do that
Kevin?
when Texas is the one that beat Alabama if they win? You can't stick them in above Texas.
They will.
Because Texas is head-to-head competition. Texas beat them.
They will. They'll put Alabama.
Well, then Oklahoma should be in the championship game using that argument, Terry.
I mean,
You can't
Oklahoma
just
have
keep
one
going
loss.
back on who got beat by who. If you didn't win your conference championship. Now, you talk about Texas and Alabama. You talk about if both of them get win in there. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying if Alabama wins, they can't jump over Texas.
No, probably not.
So
It's
if
gonna be
Alabama
some
wins,
crazy
you're going
stuff
to
this
leave
weekend.
Georgia in.
No, leave
There you go.
What
How
Terry-
are you going
what
to drop
Terry-
them
what
out?
Terry's suggesting
Crazy.
that nobody would ever do is maybe the SEC shouldn't be in the Final Four if Alabama wins.
Yeah.
Good
Oh
question.
my gosh, that'd be a mutiny.
How many losses?
Would that not be a
Wait
mutiny?
minute.
Alabama 1 or 2 losses.
One. If
One.
Alabama's got one.
If Alabama wins,
That's right.
Michigan wins, Washington wins, Florida State wins. You got 3 undefeated teams, and Texas wins. Terry,
Texas should be
no
in. and-
SEC should be in the playoffs. True or false?
What did you know?
Because
what?
Texas beat Alabama
committee's
and
never
Alabama
gonna do
beat
that.
Georgia.
That's the
they would
difference.
put 2 SEC teams in.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's what I'm. That's what I'm afraid
exactly
of.
right.
That's
They'll
what I'm
drop
afraid of.
somebody
The
That's
out.
dumbest sport ever.
what I'm afraid of. And you can make you can make that argument
Yep,
too that
Florida
what he
State
just
and Washington.
what he just said because if Alabama beats Georgia and Texas beat Alabama and you see what I'm saying all that math,
No, Washington's safe. Washington is in.
they should be
they're
safe.
in.
Yeah,
they're in.
they're in. They're safe.
They're in.
They should be safe.
Tom,
Yeah.
if Michigan wins and Alabama wins
Michigan's already in. Michigan's
and Texas wins,
Texas is
you're
out.
telling
You
me
can't
they
take
won't kick
Washington out.
Washington out?
No, you can't
Well,
take
I'm saying
Washington
you
out.
can't. We saying we shouldn't.
I know.
I'm saying you're telling me the committee's sitting there on the board and they're like, Alabama or Washington?
You're right.
Washington.
Alabama.
Pac-12 ain't gonna be there next year.
Bye, Alabama. Yeah, no Pac-12. Y'all ain't even gonna. Y'all
I
ain't
mean,
gonna fuss
Washington,
at me
half the
next year.
games you won, you barely won.
They did sneak by, but they didn't lose.
That's right. They never lost.
They didn't lose. And Alabama
Get-
should
get
have
ready
lost last
for-
week.
Get
tell you
ready
what.
for Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Alabama, folks.
I'm afraid of that.
Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Alabama.
I've been
Washington,
saying that.
Florida State, 2 undefeated teams on the outside, undefeated looking in, playing in the Cotton Bowl.
Then that's when you know college football is wrong.
It's
For
always
this year,
been wrong.
next
It's
year,
always
it
been
should
wrong.
be solved.
It'll be solved.
Well,
That's what I'm
Alabama-
saying. But that
Alabama-
would be a rough way to go out.
Alabama should have 2 losses anyway because that was a total fraud win.
Oh, it was. I'm telling you, he called in
Oh, my God.
on the sideline. He called in a favor last week.
I think he called. He said, "Hey man, let
Fourth
this guy
and
catch it."
fourth and goal from the
Yeah.
30, and he's wide open in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
He wasn't wide open, but he was open enough.
He was
He
from
was
me to
open
you.
enough.
I know.
Yeah.
And in
I mean,
in
a guy.
college,
What I'm saying is, a guy was there.
Do y'all
but-
not think it's questionable, like with me asking this, that college football coaches in this whole thing, Nick Saban, they're okay, and he's okay with it because he's the one that benefits of it. But all these other coaches are okay with it, which I don't get. The coach in North Carolina and the coach at NC State should not be okay with this system, to where if you win the conference championship, you're not an automatic qualifier, and to where you just sit here and just get voted in by these people and whoever, whatever feelings that they have this week. It's just not. I just don't see how coaches. This is why I think college coaches are such chickens, because they'll preach win, win, win. Will you vote me in? We had a pretty loss, Tom.
If
We
you're
had a pretty
sitting here and
loss.
telling me right now that Saban, if he wins today, will not debate his team
he'll
in,
be
Oh,
on
my gosh, he's gonna be
ESPN
crying.
every day of the week. ESPN. And
he's always said, and this is 5 or 6 years ago, If we lose one, we still deserve to be in there for the national title.
Yeah.
He said that a long
And if they
time
win
ago.
the SEC championship today, oh my gosh, you about have to put them in over Georgia.
Well, you definitely put them in over Georgia.
You're going to
Why would
leave
they not
Georgia.
be in
You're
over-
going to leave Georgia in there.
That's what I'm
Hey,
afraid
we're
of.
talking about an 8th ranked team, y'all. The 8th ranked team.
But they've had
Time
one
out,
loss.
Time out, Terry. Again, you keep calling them the 8th ranked team.
By
That's
people.
just by opinion. If you beat a team in the SEC championship team, you're telling me they deserve to be in it over you?
And the number one team.
Why would they deserve to be in it over you?
No, I'm with you.
It's
I'm
gonna be
with
all-
you.
it's
I
gonna be
think
hard.
it should come
Terry,
down because Alabama.
You're married to those rankings that Terry believes that you shouldn't be able to jump over people in rankings after wins. Those rankings are sanctified spots.
You know-
That you have
you know,
earned that one
If
spot.
it
And that is not
happens,
Seriously,
true.
this
if
is
it
his
happens,
opinion.
this is what should happen. If Alabama wins,
Alabama, Georgia
Georgia
switch one
should
to
drop down.
Agreed, 100%.
Totally
Yes.
out.
Agreed.
And if Texas wins, you give Texas their spot.
But why I don't
I
understand
agree.
what there is no argument that if Alabama beats Georgia, that Georgia gets in over Alabama. There is no
And what Tom said, if Texas wins,
Texas wins.
Florida State gets beat, and Alabama wins, Texas gets in over Alabama.
Yeah.
They should.
They should. But they won't. You know it. And as big a name as
Well, yeah.
Texas has got,
If
they
Flor-
won't.
and like I said, if
All
another
right.
spot opens
All right,
up in
we're gonna
Florida,
take a
Texas
quick
should
break.
be
When we come back, we're gonna go through these games and pick the games, and we'll go over. We'll do our predictions, I guess. We'll got NFL, NBA, and more. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Someone will be the winner of a $1,000 Christmas shopping spree from one of our local merchants. It could be you. Register today at Holly's Flowers on South Graham Street in Uptown Shelby, at Dellinger's Jewel Shop on West Mountain Street in Kings Mountain, at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby, at Moss Drug Store on West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia, at Possum Hollow Produce and Eggs on Pleasant Drive in Shelby, at Bridges Hardware on West King Street in Kings Mountain, at the 3500 Grill on Highway 18 north of Shelby, at Ronald's Grill on West Church Street in Cherryville, and at Hojo Power Sports and Equipment on Griggs Street in Shelby. The drawing will be held Friday, December 22nd. Register today, and you could be the winner of the $1,000 Christmas shopping spree.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Hi, I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold. Each week, we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s and check in with the stars who made them. Don't miss out on the fun.
Join Terry Clark every Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. Grizzly the Greeter says this is the best sale of the year at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. It's the year-end sale with so many specials, like pre-owned units, an additional 10% off. Metal buildings, 7% off units priced under $10,000 and 12% off metal buildings priced over $10,000. And get 50% off the setup of a tiny home. Buy a playset now and get Christmas delivery and setup. Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, 2268 Lincoln and Highway, 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of a leaky roof. And if you're experiencing a leaky roof, call on Gaston Roofing. With over 3 generations of experience spanning over 80 years, Gaston Roofing serves Gaston, Lincoln, Cleveland, Rutherford, and York counties with metal roofing and fiberglass shingles. And they feature a lifetime shingles warranty, plus a 7-year labor warranty. They also do siding, doors, and gutters. Gaston Roofing, 1302 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. For your free estimate, call 704-861-8166. Online at gastonroofing.com.
This holiday season, a new Honda CRF is more than the most reliable machine to hit the trails. Our lineup of family-friendly trail bikes offers the perfect gift for riders of every level, from the CRF 50F to the 110, the 125, and the full-size 250F. You can give the gift of riding to every Red Rider in the family. So head to Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, now during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, and give a gift that'll last a lifetime. Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks in Lowell is always hiring. You need a job? There's one waiting for you at Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks in Lowell. And also right now, Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks, they're looking for barbecue eaters. That's right, barbecue eaters. Plus, they have chicken, steaks, ribs, all kinds of sides and salads. And, of course, they do catering. Ask about their party packs at Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, 305 South Main Street in Law. Yum, yum. Y'all come.
Yum, yum, eat 'em up, yum, eat 'em up.
Tune in for Down Home with Milton Baker, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I think they're off football now.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk. We're doing some college football. Just looking at the standings from this year, Terry and Tom and Zach, and we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 teams that had 2 losses this year. Next year, there's going to be 12 teams in the playoffs. We assume that it would be at least the top 10s basically in the playoffs. Call it the Alabama Invitational. They'll be in every year. Ohio State will be in every year. And then Michigan maybe, depending. Well, you know, if Harbaugh leaves, they
that might hurt.
That's what I'm saying. He's not there forever.
Harbaugh ain't leaving.
My question, though, where's Liberty ranked?
Liberty
24th
is 24th at 12-0. Tulane is 11-1 at 22.
James Madison with 1 loss. So those teams, they're done. They don't even have an opportunity.
Correct.
To be in your top 12.
Well, it will be. You know how it will be. They'll probably
take one of them.
If one of them goes undefeated, they may take one.
Yeah,
they may take one. Maybe. The JMU people are having to come apart this week, or whatever.
Well, when you switched, you knew what you agreed to, so why are you complaining?
Well, Appalachian put that to an end.
Yeah, they're not happy about with the Mountaineers so the championships in Troy today. We'll talk about that here in a minute. We'll have predictions for that.
But that's a societal thing. You agree to something, and then later on, well, certain is like, no, you agree.
We'll never be this good again, Tom.
I know, Tom.
That's what it's about.
Well, the problem is when you agree to something, you're supposed to.
That's
follow
not
through.
how it works nowadays.
I mean, even the Constitution talks about the obligation of contracts. I mean, you agree to something, you're not supposed to go back on it.
Constitutions. Anybody look at that anymore?
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Every day, first and third period. Why don't you come in there and learn with us, Terry? I'd love to hear about demuting somebody
you wouldn't
while
want
you talk.
me in your class. You'd be like, get this kid out of here.
Get this kid out of here.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, probably would.
I would
have to demute him by sending him to ISS. Demute him.
How would me and Terry come for a day and teach Tom?
Yeah.
Teach
No,
Tom's
Kevin,
kids
you
everything.
you
Teach
definitely
them
are
the real
not.
history
No,
of the world.
Kevin, you are not allowed.
We'll
no.
teach them the real history of the world. Things they don't teach you in school.
No, Kevin, not allowed. Put a picture of him. Do not allow entry to this man. He is not allowed in my school.
Y'all just don't. I get it. Yeah, not in your commie school.
Commie school, yeah. Commie school, yeah. The default insult to anybody who disagrees with you, you're a communist. We disagree. You're a communist.
It's a government-run school. It's a communist. That's the definition of communism.
Yeah. Why don't you read a little? Never mind. I'm not going to get into it.
All right. Like I said last week, they beat JMU 26-23. They go to the championship game today. Developing, Zach, I don't know if you saw this, 16-time world heavyweight champion Ric Flair offered App State quarterback Joey Aguilar a spot in the Four Horsemen. A champion when he sees one. Woo. Aguilar, one of the top quarterbacks in the nation people don't know about, stepped up this year. He was the backup before the year started. Starter went out and had a pretty good year.
How is Ric Flair still alive? It's crazy.
He's fermented.
What that man's done to his body, how is he still alive? It's crazy.
Did you not see his interview this week?
Did you see where they had to mute his old
that he was child trafficked, Tom?
No.
He was abducted and had that's not his real name's really not Ric Flair and all that stuff, but he's not.
Well, his real name's Richard Fleer.
Yeah, no, that's
which
not
was his
that's
adopted
not his
name.
real name. Yeah, that's not his real name. So, like I said, he was adopted. He said he's child trafficked. Moved around a system. Then he's got brothers and sisters now coming up that are actually kin to him, wanting money and stuff, and he won't talk to any of them. He said,
I don't know about all that.
I'm just telling you the interview he had this week.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not doubting what you're saying, Kevin. I'm doubting Ric Flair. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
We can tell we're in a different.
So you don't believe Ric Flair crying and talking about?
I don't believe
about
what
all
he
that.
says. No, I don't.
Okay.
Actually, I don't believe any of it. No, these celebrities will say anything to get it if they can get a book deal out of it and make some more money. So I don't believe anything they say.
What does that mean?
I'm so sorry for anyone.
And that is
listening out
Tom's
there.
great philosophy of the world.
Tom
But now
doesn't-
half the people who do these books are telling the truth. Conseco.
He's
McCants.
95
Seiko's
years
book
old.
is awesome.
McCants.
He's 95.
They're
I'm sorry we
telling
got
the
off on this
truth.
stand. So I'm not even going there. Tom, you're a hateful person.
I'm not a hateful person.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, all I'm saying is I'm a pragmatic person. You are like a dreamer and have all these weird,
Grandiose.
grandiose conspiracy, fantasy, all this.
I believe the
nutty
words
stuff.
coming out of a man's mouth, and you just said you don't believe it, but I'm the conspiracy theorist. Terry, explain that.
Tom, I'm sorry, but I'm on Kevin's side.
I'm just telling you.
College
So-
football,
so
back
if
college
he-
football before Rick.
What in the
Are y'all scared to look a man in the eye, dead in the eye, and call him a liar when you know he's a liar? I'm not.
I usually ask the man
You're a
straight to
liar.
his face.
It's not true.
There's the difference.
I had a kid yesterday. I said, "Where's your work?" He goes, "Well, I was working on it at home." No, you weren't. Oh, yeah. No, you weren't. That's a lie. And the rest of the kids say, "Yeah, you know you're lying." So you just got to look at the kid and tell him he's a liar. I don't care. That's the way it is.
All right. So.
Okay.
I apologize to anyone out there.
He
You
did his
sent your-
work, but he did his makeup work after I
You can
told him
send your
that.
cards and letters to Tom Cinefani at Burns High School. We'll throw Burns on the bus for that too. Terry, let's see let's do one. We'll do them all.
Big game Saturday.
Let's do them all.
Big game Saturday.
Oklahoma State at Texas. Texas favored by 15 in the Big 12 championship game today at Arlington Stadium, AT&T.
Texas.
Texas must win this game. They know that. They're going to go out and win this game.
Even though I'd like to take Oklahoma State as a sweetheart pick, that who beat them 45-3 Central Florida.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sorry.
After I picked them that way.
I picked them too, so I'm going Texas.
I meant to go over what we did last week. I do remember this, Kevin, because it was total eights day. Me and Zach got 8 right last week.
Woo-hoo!
Yes, right. Where Tom got 5. 5.
But Tom went against the grain.
You lost, Tom. You
Tom's
lost.
not afraid
You
to
lost,
tell people
Tom.
they're liars or to go against the grain. Tom's not afraid.
What is Tom afraid of is a big question.
Me.
Terry.
Me.
Yeah, I can understand that, Jerry.
I am afraid Calvin might stop getting Southern Christmas Show tickets, and my wife would be mad. I am
Which
afraid.
proves is that he's scared of his wife.
I'm afraid of it.
Y'all ready for the next one?
Yep.
Oh, Miami at Toledo. Toledo favored by 7.
You can get tickets
in
for
the-
$2
in the MAC
Look at that.
championship.
$2.
Wow. How bad is that?
How cheap is it to live in Ohio?
Give me Toledo.
I know.
Good gracious.
Toledo must have.
$2.
Toledo beat Miami of Ohio, and plus Miami of Ohio is Ben Roethlisberger's school, so I will pull against them in whatever. So Toledo.
Boise State at UNLV. Boise State favored by 2.5. Well, it's not at. These are championship games. Mountain West Championship. Boise State and UNLV in Las Vegas. That Miami of Toledo game is at Ford Field in Detroit in the dome. You get inside a dome, air conditioned, Tom, and watch home. Why don't they just feed the homeless today and for that ball game in Detroit? For $2 a ticket,
$2.
bring them in, get them warm. Come on,
They
guys.
want the place to be packed out.
Think about that. If any of you folks that's got in the Detroit area that's got a charity today, it's $2 for a MAC championship. Go watch Toledo and Miami. Go watch some sorry Ohio football in Detroit.
Toledo's pretty good.
All right, Zach, who you got? UNLV, Boise State.
UNLV.
I'm also taking UNLV.
Boise's favored. That's interesting.
Well, Boise ain't playing on that blue field, so they'll lose.
Give me Boise State. Winners are winners.
Another loss.
We'll see. You don't know anything about either one of the teams, Terry. Don't act like you're making an expert pick here.
Look at the ticket price on this game.
For $374, Georgia favored by 4.5 over Alabama in the SEC championship game. That's in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Isn't Saban like undefeated in the Benz?
I was fixing to tell.
He's like 11-1 in SEC championship games.
I was going to take Alabama because Georgia, they for some reason I don't trust them against Nick.
You taking Alabama?
I am.
Mm.
Georgia looked good this year, but
Georgia seems to find a way to win this year when people say they cannot. So I'm taking Georgia.
Georgia got better as the season went on, so Georgia wins this game. I think by a couple of touchdowns.
how bad do they want Alabama in? Is the question.
SMU at Tulane. Now, again, conspiracy theorist Tom. Wouldn't it be better for the SEC for Georgia lose?
Why do you say that, Kevin?
Get two of
I
them
have
in.
2 teams in. Could have 2 teams out, but you won't.
No.
You won't.
Terry. Talk about setting your schedules up and stuff. The big team could do that. Well, now you got 12 teams.
I'm like Zach. What he just got through saying. Wouldn't it be something if that happened and neither one of them was?
That's not going to
I don't
happen.
think they would ever do
Georgia's
it,
not.
but it
They're
could.
not going to let Georgia fall from
Little
first to fifth.
Nicky would wage a coup if that happened.
Yeah.
it would be a coup.
Oh, they would argue both teams.
Oh,
yeah, that would
Lord.
be a coup.
There'd be a whole
That'd
book
be a
about
coup.
that.
Yep.
All
I
right,
wouldn't read it.
SMU at Tulane. Well, it is in Tulane, New Orleans. $12.
I'm taking Tulane.
Give me Tulane.
I'm going to go against the grain. SMU, because nobody believes they can win.
Here we go again.
Pony Express, baby.
Appalachian
Bring back the
State
80s.
versus Troy. Sun Belt Championship today.
No problem. Appalachian State.
Yep, I'm not going against App State. I'm taking App State.
You know, I go against Appalachian State all the time to make Kevin mad, but I'm not going to today because
They play good in big games.
they're a 5-point underdog, though.
Well, go ahead and
The
take
big
Troy.
game.
5-point under. Oh, I thought this was an easy pick for
They're
you, Tom. I thought this was easy going Troy on
You
this.
want me to
5-point
change yours right
underdog.
quick?
Yeah, change.
Write Troy
Troy.
down.
I
Tom.
figured
Write
that's
Troy
a
down.
loss.
Troy.
That's a
Just
loss.
because Kevin pissed me off again.
Next week.
Historically, App is, I think, 4 straight wins against them, averaged by 37 points a game.
That's what
So
I'm saying. Good job. Good job, Tom.
Baited
Next
him.
week we'll be like
Baited him.
App song when you come walking
Troy's
in.
got all the kids that couldn't make the academic standards to get into Alabama.
That's where DeMarcus Ware went to school.
Yeah.
Michigan and Iowa. Michigan favored by 22 today. This game is in
Oh,
Indianapolis, Indiana, at
Good
the
trounce.
Colts Stadium.
Michigan
Ohio
trounced.
State's daddy, Michigan, will win today.
It's going to be a trouncing. Iowa might not score. Oh,
I'm not picking the game
I'm picking Michigan.
because one team
Iowa won't score.
One team should be ineligible for the championship, so I'm not going to pick the game.
You have to pick the game, Tom.
Iowa. Because it should be a forfeit.
There you go.
It's okay.
Why should be a forfeit?
Take that loss.
Well, when we had to vacate our wins for tattoos, and these guys get in, and they got spies on the sideline wearing Google glasses.
Still in. Are you?
That don't mean anything happened, Tom. They have to still
No.
execute the plays.
Give us back our wins, and then I'll pick Michigan in this game. Give us back our wins.
Tattoos.
Give us back our bowl win over
Cost you a
Arkansas.
loss.
That's okay. then kicked us out of the playoffs the next year when we were 12-0. But these cats still get in, even though whatever.
They're committing straight espionage.
Straight espionage, and they get
What's
in.
considered?
and-
Remember the argument with Brady and them that changing the football wasn't cheating. If I say, Terry, if you're cheating at a sport and changing the ball and spying on the other team are not part of the cheating, what is cheating?
Yeah.
There is no such thing as cheating. It's whatever the refs don't call.
All I'm saying, turn the clock back to 2012 and
There's no such thing.
let us back in the playoff for what we deserve and give us back our wins, and then I'll pick Michigan. I mean that's all. I mean it's just like I'm not saying that people don't cheat. People cheat all the time, but you got caught, right? So, I mean, you know,
And
everybody
you're
wants to say
taking
this
Iowa,
or that.
22-point underdog.
Taking Iowa because Iowa wins by forfeit. Either way, I win.
Well, you're not going to win this one.
All right, Louisville.
Well, when they go back and vacate the win, we're going to have to change it.
Louisville and Florida State.
Wait a minute, we ain't fixed it.
Oh, you ain't fixed what?
Well, we own Louisville and Florida State, sure. Yeah, Florida State wins with third-string quarterback. Easily.
Seminoles favored by 1.5 points at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, folks. You're listening to my voice on the radio. You can go see the ACC Championship tonight.
That's right.
For $23, as low as $23. Zachary?
Give me Florida State. I'm picking them because I want them to win for the conference.
Louisville.
Oh, God.
I ain't going to say it won't happen, Tom.
Will not happen.
They have their third-string quarterback. It's a neutral field.
Florida State's defense will keep them.
I like Louisville. Louisville shows up when nobody expects them to.
Yeah, every game. Every game.
Now, they did lose their rival last week. I did pick against them last week. But I like Louisville in this game because I think Louisville's going to beat them, and Texas will beat Oklahoma State, and Texas will be in that 4th spot. That's my bold prediction.
Unless Alabama wins.
Just point another loss.
Well, that's all the games this week as far as our picks go. So we'll have those next week. Hopefully, I'll have everything together for a good bad pick section next week. Let's see if I got anything else in the. I had that on the Twitter. I'm gonna get back on that one. That's a couple other things not there. We'll go with that, I guess. All right. So we'll finish up. Here's a little fun here going to the break for you folks at home. Here's little dads tackling their kids in youth football.
I've seen the videos where the mom does it. It's awesome.
Zach, hit the button.
Oh yeah.
All right. Starting here, we're gonna go tackle or no tackle. When y'all see Dad come up or Mom, y'all say tackle or no tackle. Okay, what y'all think's gonna happen? All right. Tackle or touchdown. Say tackle or touchdown. Ready?
Touchdown.
Tackle or touchdown.
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 Tom.
Tackle.
Touchdown. All right. Tackle or touchdown.
Touchdown.
Tackle.
I'm gonna go touchdown.
Dallas, he coming down.
That lined him up pretty good.
Kyrie.
He's getting juked.
Is Kyrie gonna tackle or touchdown down here in the
touchdown.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers hat? Tom.
Tackle.
Terry.
Touchdown.
That.
Touchdown.
Run, Kyrie. Oh, no.
Hold on. Tackle.
Tom.
Touchdown. This guy looks like he's in better shape, so his man who can survive it.
Yeah,
Terry.
touchdown.
Tackle or touchdown.
Touchdown.
Big on big here.
Tackle.
I'm gonna go touchdown.
Wait on it. There you go.
I know one thing. He might have made the tackle, but Dad didn't want the smoke, did he, Terry? This is the best arm tackle you'll see of a big man. He's like, I'm tackling my son high.
Wait on it. There you go.
Steelers uniform.
I'm tackle.
Touchdown.
Tom.
Touchdown.
Come on, Doc Graham. Come on, Doc Graham.
He kind of got backed up. He
got a good running start, didn't he? She's creaming him. She's gonna cream him.
This is touchdown. I mean tackle.
That is a touchdown. Oh my gosh.
What we got? Tackle or touchdown?
This is okay. He's not going to spin out of this.
Tackle.
Touchdown.
I didn't say he spun out of it. What if
Let's-
he's truck sticking
I'm
her?
going to say tackle.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, forget this. This is tackle.
Zach?
Oh, it's touchdown.
Just look at him. And then I'm going to taunt him.
He did.
And then taunt him after I did it.
Pretty good little punch there.
That's let's see. I got one more to show you, I think. But well, I didn't have it queued up. I thought about it while I was going. Gosh, it's gonna take a second to get to it probably. Maybe not. We'll get it when we get back. All right, when we come back, we've got NBA and NFL predictions to talk about. KTCBroadcasting.com.
but also for overall achievement in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
And we're back on Saturday More Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking, I believe if I remember correctly, NBA now.
There you go, JP. You listened.
I'm listening.
Yep.
I'm trying to.
You're
I'm trying
listening.
to.
That's a different description of what you did, but you listened. I'll give you that. All right, NBA action: Celtics, Magic, Bucks, Sixers, Knicks, and Heat. Top 6 teams in the East. Out west, the Minnesota Timberwolves are the new number 1 team in the West. They play today against the Charlotte Hornets. If you would like tickets to that game, you can call the station right now to the end of the show. Say, Buzz, I want Hornets tickets to JP. Give me your name and email, and we'll get you in the drawing, and we'll get a winner today for Minnesota Timberwolves and Charlotte Hornets. I think it's a 5 o'clock game, too, so it's not a too late game down in Charlotte. So might give away some Hornets tickets today. For
a lot of people like to go see Minnesota play.
Yeah.
Are they playing Anthony today?
Yeah, I guess is he out or something?
No, you know how they like to sit them when they come to Charlotte.
Oh, well, that's true, too. So hopefully.
Can't do that but one guy. That's all you have to do. One guy's all you can throw out unless he's hurt.
I would, honestly, I would make the rule. My addendum to the rule would be, if you sit out a game, you have to, no matter what, Terry. So there's injured list, right? Don't they have those? Mm-hmm. Like in other sports. And, I would. What if you had an automatic 2-day or 2-game injury list? Like if you sit out one, you automatically sit out 2. Because since we're so concerned with your injuries and our $1 million players, and we're worried about it, should we not look at that and say, you know what, you guys, you're so tired you can't play Tuesday night. Friday night against the Knicks on national television, you got to sit 2 because we want to make sure that ankle's good for next Tuesday against the Timberwolves.
Or I would say this:
2 games automatically.
If they don't play, then automatically all tickets are half off. Like designate 3 players that have to play. All right, one of these 3 don't play.
I mean,
then the people get half their money.
Even one would be okay. Most people don't even go to see the second star.
Right, you're right.
But you come into town and you got Hornets tickets and you're going to go see Minnesota night. You want to see Anthony Edwards,
right?
And not him. See, I don't think Anthony sits like that. He's not one of those players. Anthony wants to play every game, but the older
Towns on that
30,
team too.
Towns.
That's what I'm talking about.
They got a good team.
Yeah, they're in first place. They're in Charlotte tonight.
They got a lot of good players.
5 o'clock, like I said, 704-435-2845 if you want to call in and win Hornets tickets tonight. 704-435-2845. Tell JP Buzz you want Hornets tickets, and he'll get your email address, and we'll get back to you here in a little bit and phone number if we'll get back to you if you're the winner of the tickets. So Hornets tickets and Minnesota Timberwolves tickets right now. Call now the rest of the show to get entered in.
5 o'clock tonight. That's a weird time.
It is. Well, those Western teams, who knows?
Yeah,
They probably got to make.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. You could really do this because you could go watch them play after you get down there. Jump over to
or that. For $23.
Go there or go to the Checkers. They're playing at 7. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
they got a checker championship. Like, is that like chess?
No, it's just no. Charlotte Checkers.
Is that like chess?
Zach cracked
My
himself
goodness,
up
you
with that
could
joke.
maybe if you were real good see all 3 of them.
The best thing about a Checkers game is we saw them play, and like somebody got their nose busted in a fight, and then they zoomed in on the blood that was on the ice.
Well, you could, you could walk to the Hornet. You could walk to the ACC championship game after the Hornets game if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So for any of you fans downtown going to the ACC, anybody listening to you want a Hornets Timberwolves tickets, 92.9 FM, 704-435-2845.
And the game would be over before that starts unless you went in multiple overtime.
And it's only like $20 to get into the ACC championship.
Game's over before it started.
Is that all? That's all it was. 23, wasn't it? Yeah.
It should be.
The Hornets game's over before it starts tonight. I'm gonna just go on a limb on that one. Minnesota should win if Anthony Edwards is playing. I'll say that. Standings, like I said, Hornets 6-11 on the season. They've probably won a game or two since I know they've. Let's see, they won last game over the Nets last night without LaMelo, and so that they get Rozier back at the exact same time he's out. I didn't know LaMelo's ankle. It's got like 3 plates and a bunch of screws in it. Like he's got like 8 to 10 screws in his foot, and for his game and stuff,
Long term, you thinking
he needs to sit the year. I mean, I know Hornets fans and folks don't want to hear that, but I mean,
he was looking pretty good early in the season. I'll give him credit.
You remember his
Pretty
brother's
good.
is
foot problem.
He might be done for his career, and he's trying to get back, but he may be done. So I don't know, as far as that goes. But when they showed the X-rays of he sprained his ankle, is what they're saying. But the reason, one of the reasons he sprained it is that he won't wear ankle braces. He says the braces hurt his ankles, all that blah blah. So they try to taping it up and everything. If you remember correctly, Steph Curry had issues early in his career with his ankles, and he would not wear the ankle braces. And then finally, they keep having to find something and custom fit him and get him something that would fit. He had to have some type of ankle brace on as well. So he wears them now, and there's just basically an argument among the fans in Charlotte. Should he be wearing the braces? Should he not? What should he do comfort wise? But I mean, you got 3 plates and screws in your foot. I just don't see you playing a lot of basketball like that. It can't be good, can it?
I don't see how it could be.
And a lot of all the change in direction and things like that. I mean, that's tough. That is tough.
All right. In the East, Terry, how you Celtics looking and everything?
They're number 1.
Still undefeated at home.
They're number 1. We start our
Philadelphia last
playoffs
night.
in that little in-season tournament tomorrow night.
The headline was that they defeated the shorthanded 76ers. So who's out for them?
The Embiid wasn't playing.
Embiid didn't play.
Yeah, Maxey, I didn't even see him.
They only won by 4, I think.
6.
6.
Yeah, 125, 119. Some of the guys that Philadelphia put in there, they had 3 guys I never heard of, but they were lighting it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have an opportunity, and they had their opportunity last night and played pretty darn good.
Yeah, the injuries in basketball, like Cleveland's had a bunch of guys in and out. You know what I mean? It's like every time they seem like they're going to get it going, then they get beat by Portland.
But it ain't like it used to be where they just taped you up and threw you back in and games matter. They throw games away now and just wait to the end of the season. They got them play-in games. I mean, it don't, if you're a top 10 team, you don't really matter,
This is playoff chances according to basketballreference.com based on their start 6-11 Hornets 0.1.
I'm gonna tell you what, they're better than Detroit and Washington.
Yeah, well, they had to come back from 20 down. That was a good game. I sat there and watched it because my daughter's boyfriend is a huge Hornets LaMelo Ball fan, and they came back. It was an exciting game. They came back from like 20 down, but and I was like, I didn't realize how bad the Wizards were because my daughter said, "You do realize the Wizards are the worst team in the league." I was like, okay. But still, it was an entire game. The announcers were all getting into it, So, I mean, it was fun to watch.
Well, the Hornets announcer gets into it. He's in about
it's
it.
fun. It's fun to watch. Yeah.
How many's Orlando won in a row now? 14, 13?
9.
Is it 9?
You're only off by 4, Terry. As
Well,
you
I
usually
mean, I
are.
didn't know. I was just guessing. I know
They're
they
up
won a
number
lot
2
in a
and
row.
number 2 in
They
the
broke
standings.
they broke the franchise record.
I want to give you a preview of what LaMelo Ball fans sound like. Zach, if you would.
LaMelo Ball is going to miss a significant amount of time. How does that make you feel? He was going to be MVP this year. Like, he was on his way to being MVP. 25, 8, and 4. The Hornets were starting to look better. Look, there's a reason why MJ drafted him, and there's a reason why MJ left the Hornets a couple years after. He realized he would never be able to draft another player as good as LaMelo. And he saw so much of himself in LaMelo, but just better. LaMelo's taller, better shooter, better passer, better teammate for sure. I think the one troubling part, outside of the ankle injuries, is like LaMelo doesn't really have anyone to look up to, right? Because he's at the top. At what point did you stop loving yourself?
There you go.
These are that Tom.
Yeah, I know they're crazy.
I'm not saying Anna makes questionable choices, but this one, the boys got to come off this one.
Yeah,
these are these people. This is what they believe. This is how kids under 30 watch basketball now in the world. That there is no just wait. And I told LeBron fans this, they're going to hate it. It's going to be so quick. As soon as he retires, this guy's the greatest. LaMelo is the greatest. Whoever's got the best.
This guy's
Instagram's
he's a better 3-point shooter.
Better version, bigger, faster, stronger.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
They're all
blah,
going to turn into people like
guy's
Terry, who's a Draymond fan in this generation, who when we saw people better like Rodman and Lambeer. So they're going to be turning into fans like Terry. And you hear that, you're going to hear that nonsense. But I love you, Terry. I had to give you one. Yeah, I had to give you a straight on that one. But that's what you're dealing with these people.
It's like my truth, and no facts at all in it.
Here's a video of this. This guy was laughing at
Ugly.
Draymond.
Courts.
Now watch where Draymond catches this basketball. Now Tom, he is a basketball player. If I catch this pass in this spot, Terry, what do you think I'd do?
You go in and slam it.
I'd do something. Now, well, there might be people in the way. I wouldn't slam it because I couldn't. But I would shoot it.
I don't see a soul up there.
Well, you're about to.
Oh,
What's
okay.
Draymond's strategy when he catches the basketball wide open in a basketball
No,
game?
that's right, because he said I'd rather have 3 than 2.
Nuh-uh. He didn't even look at the basket. This is a 6'9" human being playing basketball, getting paid $15 million a year, catches the ball 17 feet from the goal.
25.
And look, doesn't even look at the goal.
He don't have to.
Doesn't even look at the goal. That's a basketball player.
Seth's available here.
Do you know how much work and time people in this world that aren't 6'9", that are good at basketball and never make a dime playing basketball, are so much better at basketball than this man? And he caught the ball, didn't even look, and just handed off and set an illegal screen, and then backs up to half court. That's his offense.
If he just comes in, one of these guys is going to pull off on him. He could drop it off to one of them for easy layup.
Thompson over in the
This isn't
corner.
me getting totally on Draymond on this. There's a lot of guys in the league that they just can't play basketball, and they're just tall. And that's the one thing about basketball that's so aggravating. You can see better basketball. That's why you do have a lot of college basketball fans, because the actual basketball from position to position is actually
better.
a little bit better.
You're just not as big.
Right.
Since
And not as
Draymond
tall.
come back, they're better.
But anyway, there's some. I just thought
I think that might be true in any sport, though. You might see some really good football players that are just not big enough.
When Draymond
There's a lot of good
gone,
running backs.
When Draymond was gone,
Tom, there's a lot of
the
good running
Warriors
backs.
had a losing record.
K1 Pryor.
That ain't big enough. Yeah.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that don't get a look because
They're not
of their
tall
size.
enough. They're
or their
not
height.
tall enough. Yeah.
Like people like Armani don't even get a look, but Jimmy Clausen has Mel Kiper's going on national TV that he's going to quit his life that he didn't that he didn't if he wasn't basically a Hall of Fame quarterback, and the dude didn't even play, and then the coach that drafted them both didn't watch either one of them on videotape. This is NFL.
Yeah,
National Football League quarterback evaluations. You're wondering why quarterbacks aren't no good. The Carolina Panthers, John Fox, did not scout Jimmy Clausen or Armani, drafted them both. Mel Kiper said Jimmy Clausen would be the greatest thing ever. Half the league said Armani is a kick returner, that the Panthers made him a kick returner instead of a quarterback. And then it's just stupid. They have no idea on these quarterbacks. Let me find all up. Sorry, NBA, then we'll go to NFL. I think we're done here. The Denver Nuggets mascot. You ready for this one? Makes 3 times more than the highest paid WNBA player.
That is
Capitalism.
Bad. That's bad.
The WNBA mascot, Denver Nuggets, makes $600,000 a year. JP, you wanted to be a mascot? There you go. $231,000 for the highest NBA player.
Boy, didn't I make a bad career choice? $625,000 to be a mascot. I'd do that, wouldn't you, Terry?
Yeah, every day.
Y'all were
Beat myself in the head and do all this, jump off trampolines and stuff. JP, you would be terrible at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would be terrible.
All right, when we come back, NFL, KTCBroadcasting.com.
Cold weather is on the way. Be ready with a stop in at Today's Pro in Shelby. From gas logs to fireplaces to inserts and more. With name brands like Menneson and Empire. A big inventory to choose from. And Today's Pro in Shelby does service calls too. Just call 704-600-8393. Again, 704-600-8393. For Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspro.com. Hear that? That's Santa's sleigh backing up to the dock at Hendrick Appliance in Shelby. I bet you didn't know that Santa gets all of his appliances at Hendrick Appliance, did you? Well, now you know. See, right now, Hendrick Appliance is overstocked with brand name scratch and dented appliances. And Santa doesn't care if it's scratched or dented. Nobody comes to see him at the North Pole. Plus, they come with a 1-year warranty. So back your truck and load up your new appliances and save at Hendrick Appliance, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. On the right going down, on the left coming up.
This is Carolina basketball.
2-on-1. Baycott finishes the transition hammer. R.J. Davis, he's going to try a quick three. Yes, from the right sideline.
On the Tar Heel Sports Network.
Ends up to Baycott, and he gets the run out. Two-handed flush. Carolina, it's Davis. He's fouled, and give him it.
This is your radio home for the Tar Heels.
On Carolina Country WCSL and The Boss WOHS. Online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's time to head to Boyd Tire and Appliance in Clover and get your John Deere toy tractors and toy implements. Yes, kids still love farm toys, and Boyd's Tire and Clover has the John Deere toys you're looking for, even riding John Deere toys. And for Dad, see the line of steel chainsaws, trimmers, and blowers. And for Mom, there's a full line of appliances and microwave ovens. Something for everyone at Boyd's Tire and Appliance, 110 North Main Street in Clover, South Carolina, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Scraping frost off that windshield is no fun, especially if you're in a hurry. Acre Enterprises in Cherryville has the solution. Come see their line of carports at the best prices around. All sizes are available with installation, and check out their metal prices. Acre Enterprises will beat any other price on 40-year metal roofing and in a variety of colors. 3x12 sheets of Galvalume metal roofing, just $30 a sheet. That's Acre Enterprises, 1220 Shelby Highway, Highway 150 West in Cherryville, right across from Food Line. Online at acrecarports.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Carolina Country, WCSL, 92.9 FM, W225DL, 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia, Kings Mountain. Online at www.ktcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. I believe they're talking an NFL now. Was that correct?
Kevin
Major
says
League
we're talking
Baseball?
about.
Probably. I was just trying to figure out. We got to end on basketball. We got another. We can do a few minutes on this. we don't get into college basketball much until the football season's the college football season's over. But I'm just curious. Last year, 2 years ago, I remember Hubert Davis, former player, NBA player, Carolina, really good man, and comes in and takes over the program, and they beat Duke and knock Coach K out in his last home game, and then they knock him out in the Final Four, and the
Carolina
player,
fans will always remember.
And the best player on that team, they decided that they hated, because the next year they still won 20 games. And the voters decided that they didn't want to put them in a tournament. A North Carolina team with 20 wins is always in the tournament. But the voters decided they didn't want in it. And then the players and fans and everyone else decided that they hated Caleb Love, and they're going to run him out of town, and he's the worst person ever. And worst basketball player. He's causing us to lose. We can't do nothing with him. Oh, my gosh. It doesn't matter we have 6, 7 championships in the banners. We're still complaining about beating Duke in the Final Four. That kid should have had his... They should have put a statue out there next to Jordan and Dean Smith after that Final Four, whether they won it or not. Instead, they ran him out of town and talked about how bad of a person he was. Terry, I'm looking at the standings. Arizona's 6-0 and maybe the best team in the country. Who's on their team? It's
There's some guy named Love.
Did I just see Caleb Love is on their team?
Because everybody loves
I thought he was
Love.
awful.
Yeah. How ironic is that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. The thing, it is an embarrassment
He went back in.
To me, what the fans and people and everyone did to Caleb Love.
They went and beat Duke this.
He beat Duke this year.
That's what I said. They went.
And
That's
he
what
went
I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
He went walking off the court waving at Duke.
And he had UNC on his
He
shoes.
did. He did. He even come out afterwards and he said, "This is all for my Tar Heel fans."
Oh yeah,
Good
yeah.
job, guys.
You know what? I mean, it's just insane. He beat Michigan State with 17 points yesterday. Led the team in scoring. Knocked them out. So he's got two top 25 victories.
Who's the most delusional? Panthers fans, Carolina basketball fans, or Carolina football fans? Who is the most delusional of those fan bases? That'd be a thesis paper right there, wouldn't it?
the Carolina football and basketball fans are schizophrenic because in basketball you usually they expect to win. They're like you and when we talk about Ohio State, Tom. But when you talk about the others,
I'm a very pragmatic fan. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's always a different word Tom comes up.
Well, Terry, you can do this thing. You could do a thing called read a book, and you would say things like demuted, okay? Or walk out on a board.
I don't like those words you're using.
Yeah, I don't like those words.
Pragmatic. I like the ones I like the way.
Demute you.
Demute you.
We got through playing this ACC Big Ten, which was no contest. ACC dominated, and we decided to go play the SEC. So now the ACC men and the SEC men split their game 7-7 on the women's and the men's side. So that's first scenario of this ACC SEC come out 7-7, 7-7. One team out of the ACC does not get to play every year. And here's my question. When is it Duke and Carolina's time not to play? You going to tell one of those teams that they're not going to play in this thing?
No, never. But what makes me mad is I thought the Big Ten would pick up another conference, and they didn't. They don't have a challenge this year.
Yeah, I know.
Because, I mean, it was good. In the ACC, I think it was 12-8 and 2 or something over the – they did that 23 years.
Yeah, did it for a while.
Now because, the sports gods at ESPN got mad because they didn't have the contract, so they were not going to do it anymore because ESPN doesn't have enough money. And all that crap. But I just hated that came to an end because that gave us something to argue about every year, Terry. Big Ten, ACC challenge. But, I did see they're playing the SEC. That's good. You need to do that. And I wish they would do something like that in football. This week, instead of playing that's one thing I agree with Kevin on. Instead of playing Western Carolina and UT Chattanooga, we're going to have a Big Ten SEC challenge. And based on how we did, you don't even know who you're going to play.
Yeah.
You don't even know who you're going to play. We're going to see what you did last year, and we're going to match you up the next year. And let's just do it. Let's have some fun.
Because I know this year Louisville was the team that was left out. And when they said that, they said they're going to alternate different teams every year. And I sat there and I'm like, that's not. You tell me when Duke and Carolina's going to be left out of this challenge.
They're not.
They're not.
They left Louisville out?
Yeah, Louisville was out of it this year.
Well, breaking news, number 1 Purdue lost last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
So now Caleb Love, Terry,
is probably
the leader of the number 1 team
That's right.
in the nation. Good job, Carolina fans.
Yeah, who beat them?
Northwestern.
Which
Northwestern 6-1 too.
Yeah.
92-88 overtime.
They had a pretty good team last year. But anything can happen in college basketball. I don't care, man. College basketball is unpredictable. I mean, you had the number 1 team in preseason not even make the NCAA tournament, so you just never know what's going to happen in college basketball.
Travesty.
I mean, it's like, and then Ohio State loses like 10 games in a row, and at the end of the year they win like 5 in a row. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen.
And here's what I don't like about what the ACC is doing. That's like today is ACC opening round. Everybody's going to play today against each other. Carolina plays Florida State. State goes to Boston College. I mean, that's what we're doing today, but then we don't play each other again until January.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Florida State game's going to be tough. We got today.
We're having to go to Boston College. It's tough to win at Boston College.
We're not even going to talk about Boston College. Almighty. For some reason, my brother likes Boston College, too. I just don't understand. He hates Notre Dame and likes Boston College, and he says Boston College is the true Catholic school. That's why he pulls for Boston College.
Put the drum roll up for this one, Kevin.
It's January Joe, baby.
Am I going to hit the computer button?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
January Joe.
There he is.
You know
January Joe.
Here he comes.
He's in town.
You know what Amari Cooper said?
He's excited to play with him.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He just said, well, he throws a pretty ball.
Yeah.
That's what Amari Cooper said. He throws a pretty ball.
He's going to light me up.
There is nothing. I don't want any opinion of Amari. I play every other game, Cooper.
It's the playoff king is coming.
Cooper,
Cooper's play. I don't think
he
hasn't missed much
plays
time.
when you play somebody tough, and when you're playing somebody mediocre, he don't even show up.
So I'm saying, you have no idea what you're getting out of him on a week-to-week basis.
He did the same thing in Dallas. So I mean, you got what we got, and y'all paid him.
He's pretty productive his last 2 years. He's been pretty productive.
They are still in it, and
Tom,
they're going now.
I know you like to poo-poo anything we like to say, but I mean, we can pull up the last game if we want. Let's see how
he got hurt. He was hitting the ribs.
3 catches.
Back. He got
Good job.
hit. Pull up his season
Be a man,
stats, Kevin.
don't get hurt.
Be a man and don't get hurt. Why don't you be a man? Why don't you go out in the NFL, play in the NFL
Well,
season?
we're
don't get
commenting
hurt?
how he may show up or may not.
But you
and-
didn't
and
show
you-
you didn't show the season stats, did you?
No, see that's
You
your
didn't show
argument.
the
You're gonna
season.
when it's spread out over something, it sounds good. But we can go to game and be like, let's see what he did this game. 7 catches, 90 yards,
one game
no
where he had
touchdowns,
a
and
rib,
loss.
when he had a rib injury. So let's pull up that
See,
game.
which game did he help him win?
Okay.
Which game did he help him win? I'll pull up that game.
The Colts game, the 49ers game.
The wide receiver was a big integral part in that 19-point win.
What do he have? Pull it up.
4 catches.
That's good. 108 yards.
No touchdowns.
He had 108 yards.
Well, okay, he's a good tight end.
We're done. Just go on to the
Well,
next
that's
thing.
tight end numbers, Tom.
Well, if he had over 100
Okay,
yards,
whatever.
you got to give a guy credit.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I mean, but we're
Well, no. Okay, one of them was 58.
So if you have a 58-yard catch in a game, you're saying that's not a game.
Terry, would you be happy
play.
if you went in a game and Troy Aikman come out, Michael Irvin had 3 catches for 38 yards besides
I'd
that
be mad.
150?
I'd
Okay,
be
that's
mad.
my point, Tom.
All right,
He's
you're-
not a number 1 guy.
I'd be
That's what we're saying. He's not reliable week
He's
to
not
week.
a CD Lamb that's getting
He only had
11,
108
12
yards and a
catches.
58-yard catch. He sucks.
You picked one game. Okay, one game. One game. He had 4 catches.
He sucks.
I mean, what you got to
guarantee-
look at that.
I tell you what, there's not going to be a game on here that's going to say that he had 10
I'm
catches
saying,
for 100 yards.
what was the word I used? Productive. Did I say all pro? Did I say?
Okay, I tell you.
Did I say Hall of Fame? I said
You're right. He's a
productive.
productive tight end. I'll give you credit for that.
Whatever.
He puts
Just-
up tight
just-
end
just
numbers.
Go to the next thing, Kevin. Got him. Whatever.
I mean, just
Kevin's random facts. He just pulls. He just grabs at straws and whatever's going to stick. is
we
what
said
he does.
We said Amari Cooper is not an elite wide receiver. That's where we're going.
Did I say he had an elite season? What was the word I used, Kevin? Don't bring your feelings to a fact fight. I said productive. He's been productive.
If he was on Dallas's team, he would be a Gallup.
So you're agreeing with me that he's not a.
I didn't say he was elite.
Yeah.
So,
Or
you're,
Brandon Cooks.
so you're saying all that, get an attitude. All you have to do is say, "You're right, Kevin."
No,
So he's not elite.
No,
Is that not what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
you're saying he's productive,
but you're making
I'm
the
saying he's not
argument as
elite.
if I started the conversation that way, and I did not. I said he's been a good, productive 1,000-yard receiver. That's a good, productive receiver.
He's a productive receiver. Okay,
He's a
Tom,
good,
you
productive
accept.
receiver.
We will accept the fact and the notes that you believe that he has been, and we will agree that he has been a
He's a
productive,
1,000-yard guy.
productive.
He's a 1,000-yard guy.
Wide receiver. He's
He's a
not a
1,000
number
got
one.
17
Now,
games.
will you agree with us that he is not a number 1 wide receiver?
Not a number. No, he's a number 1.
Okay, so that's
He's a number 1. Depends on what team he's on, Kevin.
on this team.
Who's the number 1 wide receiver?
Nobody. They're
Amari
awful.
Cooper's not. No, Kevin. Every team has a number 1.
No,
He's
that is
probably
not how it
their
works.
number
That is not how it works.
Their
Oh,
receiving core
who's
could
the number
use
one?
some.
Okay, Zach,
They're-
who's the number 1 receiver of the Panthers?
Thielen.
Thank you, Zach.
No,
But this is because it's
He's
the
not
Panthers.
a number one
He's not a
receiver.
number 1, but he's
He is there.
he's
number
our
one.
he's our best.
You're bragging about him being the
Can we
best
go to
smelling
something?
toilet in the toilet bowl.
Can we go to the something else?
Okay.
This is dumb. This is dumb.
All right, Terry, go Cowboys. I'm done then. That was my topic of the day.
I ain't got anything to say.
All right, guys. We'll
We
see y'all
continue
next
to
week
win.
on KTC
Well,
Broadcast.
we're gonna make our predictions, man. Gotta make our predictions.
The Cowboys just barely squeaked by this past Thursday.
Barely squeaked. What?
Did you see the score, Terry?
41
They gave up 40-something. Well, they gave up 35 points. What
On
about
Seattle?
that elite defense?
Okay. And what have I told everybody ever since Geno's been there? Who are his people? Metcalf and Lockett.
Yeah,
they make a
Metcalf had
quarterback
one,
a whole lot better.
Was that game 17-0 at one point?
We were down by 13, I think, at one time, but when we come back, I mean, hey, we beat a team that had a winning record. Everybody
Finally.
talks about, well, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody talks about we can't beat a team with a winning record. Well, we had Philadelphia beat, so we lost that one. We did lose. I agree. But we won't lose this coming week. Philadelphia better hope they beat San Fran or we'll be playing for first place next week. In Dallas.
That ain't gonna happen.
Well, I hope Philadelphia beats San Fran.
Philadelphia struggled.
Now, I'm going to be honest,
that game
though. Now,
last week.
here's my deal, and I ain't got nothing. Robbie Roop, I give y'all all the credit in the world because Philadelphia reminds me of Washington. Whatever happens, they find a way to win. I mean, Buffalo had them beat, and what they do, drove right down the field, and Hurts goes in. It hurts. There's the difference in him to a Bryce Young and some of these other quarterbacks that we try to say are elite. Hurts will pass it. He will run it. He's a very good darn thinker, and I give him all the credit in the world. When he was in college, I liked him because he switched colleges and still was good. And when he's in the NFL, that's all he does. He just wins, And don't get me wrong, everybody says it's Philadelphia. No, it's Hurts. He runs that offense his way. And I know the coaches and whoever's calling into plays doing their job, but the guy can play. And last week he impressed me so much, Robbie Roop, that I was sitting there watching him, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm sitting here, and I'm like, they're going to lose to Buffalo, they're going to lose San Fran, and they're going to lose to Dallas. It wouldn't surprise me if the San Francisco loses to Buffalo, and they didn't. They won. I must say they're going to lose to San Francisco, but you know what? They're probably going to win, but they will lose next week.
All right, I want to play a game with you guys before we do our picks. We're going to name a player. I'm going to name a player and see if y'all can name team and position. Okay? Tyler Higbee.
He plays for the Chargers tight end.
Close. Rams tight end.
Rams. I knew
Kyle Juszczyk.
He's also a tight end. I can't remember who for.
Anybody got a guess on Kyle Juszczyk? Juszczyk.
Juszczyk is his name. Juszczyk plays for the 49ers.
Correct. He's a fullback. Kyron Williams.
I don't know that one.
Kyron Williams. Terry, Zach. He's a running back for the Rams. Puka Nakua. Nobody?
Is that an exchange student?
Wide receiver for the Rams.
Okay.
I was going to say that because I couldn't think of the guy's first and last name to what they called him.
Tommy Tremble. Tremble. Someone in this room should know this one. Tommy Tremble. Hint, hint. Someone in this room should know this one. Zachary?
The last name
Panthers.
sounds familiar, but
He's a Panthers tight end.
yeah.
Tutu Atwell. Any guesses?
No.
No guesses? Tutu Atwell is a wide receiver for the Rams.
I mean, the Rams
I'll load this thing up, ain't they?
Cade Otton.
Go for the Rams too.
Cade Otton. Any guesses?
Go ahead.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end. What about Alexander Madison? Anybody know Alexander Madison?
Another tight end.
Running back for the Minnesota Vikings.
I mean,
Brandon Johnson. Somebody's got to know Brandon Johnson, right? Wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. What about Rashid Shaheed?
I've heard that name.
yeah, me too, but I don't know who. There you go.
Saints
I know Rashawn
wide
Small.
receiver. Westbrook Irkine. Nick Westbrook Irkine.
Maybe we're kind of dumb and don't know all this.
It's not you.
Oh.
This is a poll. It's a funny poll. Nick Westbrook Irkine. Know anybody heard of him? Wide receiver for Tennessee. What about Gerald Everett? Tight end for the Chargers. Cavante Turpin. Hint, hint in this room. Cavante Turpin.
Turpin, he come from Dallas.
There you go, Terry.
Yeah.
Dallas wide receiver. Hunter Henry.
That's the Chargers tight end.
Mm.
He's a tight end. New England Patriots.
No, he's
Tommy.
for the Patriots now. I think he was with the Chargers.
Logan Thomas. Nobody? Tight end for Washington. What about Jahan Dotson? Jahan Dotson. Jahan. Jahan. I don't know how they pronounce it. Wide receiver for Washington. Donald Parham Jr. Anybody know senior or junior? Give you a point for that one. Nobody? That's a tight end for the Chargers. Josh Reynolds. Anybody know Josh Reynolds? Wide receiver for Detroit. What about Sam Laporta? Sam Laporta? Terry, you know him?
Mm.
Detroit tight end. Rashee Rice. Anybody know Rashee Rice? Wide receiver for Kansas City. Anybody know Jaden Reed? Jaden Reed. That's the Green Bay Packers wide receiver. T.J. Hawkinson. Anybody know T.J. Hawkinson?
Tight end for the Panthers?
Tight end for Minnesota. Nico Collins.
He's a wide receiver. I can't remember which team.
The Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson.
Tight end for Dallas.
There you go, Terry. Gabe Davis. Anybody know Gabe Davis? Wide receiver for Buffalo.
Didn't know that one. He played. I seen him last week.
Romeo Dubes. The wide receiver for Green Bay. All of those people that I just named have more touchdowns than Amari Cooper this year.
So he cherry picked it. He cherry picked the category, and he brought up. That's what he does. He cherry picked one category, and he just says, "Okay." And how many quarterbacks has Amari Cooper had to deal with this year, Kevin? He's had. This is the fourth starting quarterback we've had. Fourth in this year. So that doesn't have any effect on that. That's not going to have any effect on the guy's stats. That they've had backups. They've had P.J. Walker out there. At quarterback. Didn't he play for y'all, Zach? Didn't P.J. play for y'all?
He did, but y'all got the man coming now.
We've had a rookie DTR. We've had all that. So,
Terry, Terry, how many Dallas Cowboys that I named that you've never heard of have more touchdowns than Amari Cooper this year? There was one or two of them.
Two.
How many?
There's
Turpin
two
and
people
Ferguson.
on the Dallas Cowboys that Terry's never heard of have more touchdowns than Amari Cooper.
How many people played quarterback for y'all this year? One.
Two. Well, I mean, we got
One.
Cooper that's played some, but he's
in
come
garbage time,
in
right?
garbage. Yeah. There you
So
go.
we've had a team with 4 different starting quarterbacks, and he cherry picks a touchdown category.
cherry-picked.
And now
the
this
most
says,
important category in the game
okay,
is touchdowns.
Okay, Amari Cooper's terrible. We've established this. He's terrible.
I established my point very thoroughly, I believe, Terry. Did I
Yeah,
not?
because he sits over there and does all his stuff. You know,
Tom,
and
there's
all that.
40 guys you've never heard of have more touchdowns, and you're talking about he's productive.
How many?
What has he produced?
You pulled up one game. He had 4 catches for 108 yards and a touchdown
in one game. You're right. In one game, he produced.
Okay, all right.
Tom, half his season was in that one game. You're saying you're productive based on one game. One game, you're productive.
Okay.
Terry, did I not prove my point?
Yeah.
40 people that we haven't never heard of.
Well, I mean, yes, like when we was talking about he had 108 yards, and I give a guy credit if he got 108 yards, unless 80 some of them were on one pass. You know, you got to look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 58.
And he's got Dak Prescott throwing to him. He should be leading the league in touchdowns.
Well, there's 40 people y'all
He
never heard of.
he got P.J. Walker out there throwing to him. He should be leading the league in touchdowns.
The Browns could trade for any of those 40 people and have more production.
Okay.
More production.
All right, let's pick some games.
DJ Hawkson, Brandon, all these people y'all have never heard of.
Let's pick some games.
Colts at Titans. Titans favored by 1.
I'll take the Colts.
Colts for me.
Yeah, and I'm also going to Colts.
Indianapolis for the win. Chargers and Patriots. Chargers favored by 5.5 in this game on the road.
Patriots look awful. I'm going to Chargers. Bill Belichick's done for this year. I think he's done.
Chargers.
Aren't they talking about him going somewhere else?
Carolina.
Rumors. Yeah,
big rumors. Carolina. I hope to God not. I'm not a Belichick fan.
Well, if
Tom Brady was coming, Belichick ain't done nothing.
I can't with you people.
Cleveland, he was horrible, and then after Brady, he's horrible. That's Bill Belichick as a coach.
You are telling
me if he didn't have Lawrence
that if
Taylor,
Bill Belichick had a chance to
I don't
come
want
to
him.
Charlotte, half y'all people don't want him.
No.
What in the
If he didn't have Lawrence Taylor, he wouldn't even have a job.
Let's bring Frank Reich back.
I mean, my God. Come on,
I
Zach.
do not want Belichick.
Zach, you definitely would rather have Bill Belichick.
Do you realize that
anyone else that's available?
He's not coming because he couldn't deal with Tepper.
First of all, if he comes, your defense is going to get better.
Bring me Jim Harbaugh.
Oh,
I'll take Harbaugh.
Okay. Everybody has their opinion.
I do not want Bill Belichick here. We'll have two people in Charlotte that dress horribly.
I'm picking
Two
I'm
coaches.
picking the Chargers, I guess. Lions at Saints.
Lions
Favored by 4.5 this week in
Lions.
New Orleans.
Yeah, Lions.
Detroit, even though they didn't play well on Thanksgiving, did they?
They didn't,
not
but
play
man,
well.
Well, you got to bounce back, right?
Carr's played horrible this year.
Good coach. They'll bounce back.
Carr's been hurt though. He's been hurt.
Taking Saints.
I can't decide.
But Jameis.
They're both. They just.
But Jameis.
They're both.
But Jameis.
They just both awful. Saints at home. Oh, hate saying that out loud. They're just playing bad.
I
but
meant
they
to
go-
tell
they're gonna
everybody
win.
on this one, 8's for everybody.
Hmm.
That's how last week went.
Okay.
Everybody got 8 right.
Falcons and Jets. Falcons favored by 2.
Jets.
Is A-Rod playing?
No.
Not until the day before Christmas.
No, he's not playing.
I think he might come back for that Cleveland game.
That is so dumb.
I was thinking about going up there for that game.
What is that the game before?
What's that? Yeah, it'd be a good one to go to because it's on a Thursday.
He got instituted to start practice. Some weird practicing rule he got this week.
You'll get to watch Myles Garrett, Lawrence Taylor him.
Yeah, why don't you come
It'll
back?
be 2 days after Christmas.
You don't need to come back. Stay out. Finish it. Play next year.
Did you take the Jets?
I'm
Yeah, I
taking the
took
Falcons.
the Jets.
I'm not taking the Jets.
He shouldn't come back if they can't make the playoffs.
Falcons at home, right?
No, Jets at home.
Oh, the Jets are. Still give me the Falcons. I don't think they have enough offense to beat them.
defense.
They're Jets.
Good.
People, man.
Defense good.
All you got to do is
They
score a
got to
touchdown,
win
you
this
beat
game
them.
to keep in it.
Jets.
There you go. Good job, Kevin.
A lot of these teams are bad. This is what's bad.
Brady
it
said it.
used to be fun and easy to pick the NFL. A lot of these now are just like, I want to pick the
Well,
NFL.
they've done everything in their power to create the parity.
Yeah,
That's what they want.
Brady said
That's what
it's
they want.
mediocre.
$17 to watch Falcons.
What's bad is
and
they've done everything they can to allow the quarterbacks not to get touched and not hit these wide receivers. And it hasn't changed anything in the points.
No.
And it's made the game worse. And we don't have better quarterbacks. When you had to thread a needle and hit, and the receiver had to worry about getting hit.
Every quarterback ought to have a percentage of at least 65 or above.
I do think one thing that we do forget is how good the defenses actually are in the NFL.
Oh, I agree.
That when we talk about how, you see these guys in college, they do good, and the college teams that win have the good defenses, and the NFL players, and everybody in the NFL's got a good defense. I mean, just for the most part. There's a few that's a little shaky, but these are grown men hitting you. Where are we at now? Cardinals and Steelers?
Yeah, Steelers. I mean, who in the world going to pick the Cardinals?
At Pittsburgh.
Steelers. Who's quarterbacking for Pittsburgh?
Kenny Pickett, man. They were making a big deal the first time with 400 yards after they fired their offensive coordinator. And they beat the Bengals with their third string quarterback.
Let's go Steelers. Dolphins and Commanders.
Rivera's getting
in Washington.
Getting
Washington's
fired
doing
at
the
the end of the
defense.
season.
Oh, this is so.
Dolphins win.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pick playing against the Dolphins as the team I would start taking over the play calling. Would you?
Yeah,
Who's taking over the play calling?
Rivera. They fired Jack Del Rio.
Oh, yeah, that
he's doing the first
defensive- yeah, I
time
saw
in
they
like he
fired
said
him.
8 or 10 years
There
he's
you
called
go.
plays.
Let me get rid of my two
What
defensive
Del Rio?
ends
He's
and
calling
then
the
let me
defense.
Right.
He's calling the
get fired.
defense. Rivera's calling the defense. Del Rio was the defensive coordinator.
Right.
Yeah.
Rivera said he wouldn't have anything to do with the offense. Basically,
Okay.
Yeah. Dolphins.
Dolphins for me as well.
Tom.
Dolphins.
Get rid of both of your best defensive ends.
Yeah, and then you get fired. Good job.
Job, guys.
Broncos at Texans. Broncos started the season was 1-4, or they 1-5.
And they didn't lose last month. So that
Broncos.
Texans almost come back and won that game last week. I'm taking the Texans at home.
Broncos for me on the road in Houston.
Yeah, give me the Texans. I like the Texans at home, but the Broncos have been playing well.
Panthers go to Tampa this week.
Tampa
That's a
Bay.
loss.
Tampa's favored by 5. Baker Mayfield down there in Tampa.
Yeah,
And at 4-7, they're still in the divisional race.
yeah.
Would the Browns or Panthers, either one, rather have Baker Mayfield at this point?
I'd love to have him right now.
Neither one of them want Belichick.
No. No. I got Buccaneers.
Yeah. Tampa Bay.
Get killed.
You taking Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay, yep.
The road to the Super Bowl happens right now. Not, but we'll see. Joe Flacco. If they had Nick Chubb, I'd be really pumped.
Yeah, you're right. But they don't.
They don't. He's just a machine.
Yeah.
So they're going into the Rams this week. First, Joe Flacco looking to start. It depends if Amari shows up against the Rams, I guess. And who are their other wide receivers?
He just won't let it go. He's gonna keep
No,
bringing
but
it.
if Flacco's
No,
going to
here's
play
the deal.
good,
Here's the
Mario's
deal.
got to have 100-yard games.
Here's your deal.
Higgins
Because
still with
Flacco's
them?
going to throw it deep.
This is a game that he's got to show up to play.
Is T. Higgins still
And
with them?
this is when he will show up to play a little bit, but the Rams will still win.
I guess I have to jump on the Flacco bandwagon.
Yeah,
right?
baby.
Jump on the Flacco
Go
bandwagon.
Joe.
Tom, he
I-
throws a good football.
You taking
I
He's got to
listen-
hope that he might get hit. He might get 5
I
sacks.
I listened to that Denver game and it just made me so mad. It's just like, that. Did they find the guy who hit DTR? Did you guys hear? Because it was helmet
Surely.
to helmet. It
Surely
was
they
helmet to
did.
helmet. And took him out. I was like, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it. Just got this kid starting to settle down. And he had a little chemistry with Tillman. I didn't realize Tillman and him went to high school together. So they had a little chemistry going on there, and it just kind of messed us up. But but what the thing is, remember I talked about Flacco performing. He has to learn the entire offense. He's only been there like a couple of weeks.
That's the
I
reason
think
I'm
he's
taking
been there
the Rams.
before, though.
I
hasn't
mean,
he?
you know what I'm
No,
saying?
he's not. He was.
No.
No, he has not. It was. Didn't he go to Denver? Didn't he?
So if
Jets.
Flacco gets
Jets.
six, let's say if he gets 6 starts, okay. Estimation, Tom. I'll let you do this. How many touchdowns in 6 starts do you think Joe Flacco will throw?
How many touchdowns he'll throw in 6 starts?
Yep, in the 6 final starts.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with 8.
I would go
7.
with 6.
I'm going 7.
I'm gonna go with 8.
It's just hard to build the chemistry. You know
On
what I mean?
the
It's just,
season. On the season, Cleveland has only thrown 9 touchdowns.
I know because it's musical quarterbacks, man. And then you
So
have
that's what I'm
Watson
saying
who
is
wasn't
that
playing well.
Is he going to be as productive or even better than what they've got just from the season already? In 11 games, they've only thrown 9 touchdowns.
If he, you know what? But the thing is, if he does play well, which of course I'm a fan, I hope he does. Then now your question is, do you let the rookie come back and play? But I'd probably say no.
No,
I mean, if
they're
he plays
7-4.
well-
What better position could he ever come back in as Joe Flacco to come into a 7-4 team with might have the best
An
defense in the
opportunity.
NFL?
But they're banged up. I'm just telling you, they're banged up. You know, Garrett was in the sling, but they say he's fine. He's going to play. They say he's fine, but it just makes me nervous that a guy was in a sling a week ago, and now there's nothing wrong with him. I guess I would always raise an eyebrow to that. I hope it's right. I hope he's fine, and he
They've
continues
got
to play.
Jacksonville, Chicago, Houston, New York, and Cincinnati to finish the season.
Cincinnati, they should be
Bunch of winnable games.
Yeah, but no,
One,
Jacksonville's
two,
pretty good.
Jacksonville is.
Houston's been pretty good. I mean,
New
York.
The defense
They're
should win.
beating, they're beating New York.
The defense should win Chicago,
Cincinnati.
New York, and Cincinnati. by
Yes,
themselves.
I agree with those 3.
All y'all taking the Browns?
That puts them at 10-6, 10-7. It puts them at 10-7.
Yeah,
I took
Browns.
the Browns. Yeah,
I'm taking
the Browns.
I'll take a
Let's
flyer.
do
on
Rams haven't
Flacco
played
week
good.
one. Rams probably should win this game, but I'll take a flyer.
Rams
on Flacco
have not
week
played
one.
good this year.
We keep talking about a team that's never been to the Super Bowl.
No, he said he was going to the Super Bowl.
I don't know why.
Terry, just don't start that crap again, man. It gets old. It's the same
It
old
is.
thing.
But,
You're
I
like a
mean,
one-hit wonder. You're like an achy,
30
breaky heart
As soon as we
version
get
of
to the Browns,
it's the
though,
same
it's
thing.
like we're talking about somebody
Yeah.
like this. Do something for me,
We were
and
just talking about Joe
I'll
Flacco.
give you a chance.
Throw
All
them
right,
all up, Billy Ray.
49ers at Eagles.
That's going to be a great game.
It is.
That's the
the
afternoon game, isn't it? That's the
I'm
is it-
surprised
is it-
that's not a Monday night game.
4:30 Fox.
I can't believe they're not having that one on at 8.
8.
Yeah.
They put elite teams on at 8 o'clock.
It's at man. I'm telling you that those golly, Philadelphia's got to trip up sometime. Give me the 49ers to go in and beat them in Philadelphia, and I'm not convicted about that either.
I took the 49ers. I got to have them lose.
They should have lost last week.
Eagles at home. But that'd be tough. I'm telling you, San Francisco, all of a sudden they had that losing streak, and all of a sudden they're killing people again. Of course, they got
picked
healthy.
up-
They got healthy.
They
You
picked
know,
up
they had
Chase
some
too. You
injuries.
pick up another defensive end.
Yeah,
Was
they had
that
some.
Bosa
They've
free?
had some injuries, and then McCaffrey's back, and some of the others that were out are back. So
I got 49ers beginning their road to the Super Bowl. Right here.
That's that might be a preview of the championship game, though, right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've got. That's why I'm trying to sit there and think in my head if that's what we had in our.
I don't know
picks.
if anybody in the AFC could beat either one of those teams. So I mean, I don't think. I mean,
Kansas
the
City
Eagles
is just not Kansas City this year.
not as good as they have been. I mean,
They're still good.
You take a Tyreek Hill away from that offense. There was one more game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Two more games.
He was trying to look for the
okay.
Super Bowl picks.
Let me do something here, Tom.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to disturb his work over there.
I know I picked San Francisco in my side. Probably picked Buffalo on the other, or the Jets. We don't have Super Bowl picks, do we?
Not on that one. I've got it somewhere, but it's not off the.
I
don't know where it is on my.
I think
on my
I picked
desktop
San Francisco
there.
and the Jets.
All right, Chiefs and Packers Sunday night football.
Chiefs.
I guess I'll go Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Monday night, Bengals at Jacksonville.
Jaguars.
Best team in the AFC is Jacksonville.
Jaguars.
They are on the rankings right now.
He has just horse laughed all of us today. No matter what we say,
I just said the most ridiculous
Braveheart
things.
for the win.
They're pretty good, Zach, but they're not the best team in the AFC.
No, they got.
They're pretty good though.
Until Patrick Mahomes is dead, he's the best team in the AFC. I'm gonna put it that way.
Either them or Baltimore. I think it's
Until
close.
Patrick Mahomes
I still don't trust
dead.
Baltimore.
What was Thursday night? I didn't even look at the Thursday night game.
Bengals against somebody.
Again, they playing Monday and Thursday?
Yeah, I don't think they are.
Ain't no way.
Ooh.
Check and see.
I'll check and see. Pittsburgh and New England.
Okay.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Man, Pittsburgh will win that one, unfortunately.
I don't like Kenny Pickett at all. Like, I think he's garbage. So just picking him to win NFL games.
But
they're
you
playing
also-
garbage
Yeah, it's at
teams.
Pittsburgh.
You're also taking him on the road to win.
And Mac Jones, quarterback for
I mean, he's playing at home now.
I know.
Mac Jones, just about as bad as Pickett.
Steelers on that one. It's just awful football. It is awful. NFL playoff standings right now. The 1 seed would be the Ravens. Kansas City 2, Jacksonville 3, Miami 4, Pittsburgh 5, Cleveland 6, and the Fu Manchu is at number 7. Don't look now, but the Denver Broncos are number 9, 6-5, one game
That's
out
amazing.
of a playoff spot.
After they had
Here they
70
come.
scored on them, man.
Here they come.
You just
Gave
never
up
know.
70, 1
They
and 5.
gave up in the last game since gave up 70, less than 70.
I know.
In the game since.
I know.
But, it's first of the year. He's going to take him time to get his system
yeah.
incorporated. So let's see what Peyton
Look
can
what
do
he
with
has
him.
done.
In the NFC, we could have a playoff matchups with Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Desmond Ridder, Dak Prescott. Who's in Minnesota?
Josh
Dobbs, Geno Smith. Holy awful NFC. Philadelphia 1. San
But
Francisco
they're so
2.
top heavy, though. The top two
That's
are
it.
really good, you know?
You got 2 good
Yeah.
teams, 3 or 4 mediocre, and the rest garbage.
2 good teams.
San Francisco must
How
win
in the
this
world can you
week,
even say
honestly. To get that top seed, they have to win this game.
Terry, until Dallas makes a championship game, you have to stop talking about and considering that they're a good team.
Philadelphia
You do
should have
it every
never
year.
beat us up there.
You haven't been in an NFC championship game in 30 years.
I know, but Philadelphia should have never beat us up there.
Okay, they're 10-1.
All right, pull up some random stats on him like you did me, Kevin. He's the only one over here with a desktop. You pull up the random facts.
I'm going to tell you something that bothers me. Now, here's what
I
bothers
did.
me.
I told him he's got 3 people that on his team. Redskin
Redskin
don't even know
Commander
Amari
fans
Cooper.
are the world's worst. I had somebody keep showing me a list of how long it's been since Dallas has ever been to a Super Bowl.
It's been a while.
And then I'm like, okay, add about
3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 more years
Yeah.
to that for Washington.
Yeah, they win. What they was 91,
92. Yeah. I'm like,
No, the Giants was
get
like
out
Was
of
was
here.
Mark Rippon the quarterback then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even come to me with
Hadn't his son retired from football? It's like the last guy who you won the Super Bowl with, his son's retired.
Listen,
from
Tom, a lot of these, there's a lot of quarterbacks that won 1 Super Bowl, and the Redskins have 3 Super Bowls of 3 different quarterbacks. None of them really. Heisman's in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he should be or not, but
Doug Williams,
Doug and Ripien, and just whoever can win you the Super Bowl, take it. The Giants got Sims and Hostetler, and neither one of them are good. So there's 5 Super Bowls, and people say Eli Manning shouldn't even be in. Trent Dilfer. So if Joe Flacco can make the run, and not worry about your $260 million franchise quarterback. All right, guys. Have a good weekend watching football, college football today, NFL tomorrow, NBA, and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
San Francisco did it.
The incredible man, I only do things incredible can, 'cause I